Well, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, and good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another episode of The Morning Glow. Welcome to another episode of The Morning Glow. As you can see, I'm back in the studio this morning. Back in the studio this morning. Had to make that travel across, way on across town to make it here. But we are here. Captain Leonard is here. Good morning, good morning.
How you doing, Captain Leonard? How you doing, sir?
Good morning, Raheem, and the Morning Glow family.
Cap, and we got Curtis. We got Captain Curtis in there too, man. Captain
Good
Curtis.
morning.
Good morning.
How you doing this morning?
Morning, fellas. Morning.
Man, look at here, man. We got a couple of situations going on. We're gonna start off with this morning. And the first one I'm gonna ask the first question I'm gonna ask is this right here. I put a post up, man, and it was very interesting, the responses I got from this particular post. I'm gonna see, can I pull it back up? Let me see here. But I asked a question. Let me see. Here it is right here. Okay. It's a cotton field. Y'all might have seen the post February 13th when I put it up there. There's a cotton field. As far as you can see, ain't number cotton. And they say, would you pick cotton for $900 an hour? Curtis, I'm gonna come to you first with this one. Would you pick cotton in this day and time, knowing the history? I gotta say that part, knowing the history. Would you pick cotton for $900 an hour?
Man, I can't say what I want to say on this radio station. What do you mean?
hey,
Uh,
would you? Now they take you out there. They say, I got a job for you, and they take you out there and put you in the truck, drive you and a couple of your buddies out there, and they show you the cotton field. As far as you can see, ain't nothing but cotton. As far as you can see, ain't nothing but cotton. They say, look at here, I need y'all to pick this cotton, and we're gonna pay you $900 an hour to pick this cotton. Curtis, would you pick that cotton?
no, man, all money ain't good money.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All money ain't good money, man. You don't know what's coming with that. Then you know you get out there, you start picking the car. Next day, you know you see that straw hat ride by. Then you see that whip come out. You know, a couple years go by. Next thing you know, the straw hat got a whip. You look over to your left, it's a guillotine just pop up over there out of nowhere.
Lord.
All money ain't good money right here.
Mm-hmm. So you would not pick that cotton. $900 an hour. $900. Nine. You wouldn't pick that cotton for $900 an hour.
No,
Okay.
because I don't know what's coming with the $900 an hour.
Mm-hmm.
You know, cotton pickers work 12 hours a day.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Sun up, sundown, right?
Yes, sir.
So you telling me you gonna pay me $900 an hour to pick this cotton, right?
Mm-hmm.
12 hours a day.
Yes, sir.
Just 10 hours a day. That's what, $9,000 a day.
Mm-hmm. That's what it is.
Okay, well, I'm with this now.
Mm-hmm.
What else? You gonna try and buck me?
Mm.
Notice I said buck.
Yeah, I heard you.
So what else come with this now?
Mm-hmm.
Right to break my wife?
Mm.
Hmm?
Mm.
Rights to put cuts on my back and then put salt
Mm.
in them or pour a whole bunch of liquor on them? What else come with that now? Rights to burn, put a cast iron, take a piece of cast iron and brand me? What else come with that?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's just my opinion.
Okay. That's
Oh,
good deal. Good deal. Let me go to our and we got Tiffany with us this morning. Tiffany, good morning.
How you doing this morning?
I woke up to this.
You did. And good to have you this morning. Now we going to charge you with answering that question. Is a cotton you out there in the cotton field back like in the 1940s and 1950s? They say, look at here. The only difference is we're gonna pay you $900 an hour to pick this cotton. Pick this cotton. Tiffany, you gonna pick that cotton?
I'm not inviting you on my show no more because you acting like a diva already. Don't be asking me these questions.
Mm-hmm.
Right here. This is all I gotta say. Wait, where's it at? I don't play those games. You know, you
Mm-hmm.
might have hoodwinked brother Solomon Northrop. He
Mm-hmm.
ain't gonna hoodwink me. You know, I drive motor coaches, and I took a group of kids from Florence, South Carolina, to this plantation, a real
Mm-hmm.
plantation.
Yeah.
And when you come in, it's absolutely beautiful. The property is absolutely beautiful. It's been in several movies and stuff, but most of the kids on the bus were white.
Mm-hmm.
Only like 2 kids were black. And when I was driving through, this little white boy says, "Oh my God, there's a slave's hut. There's a slave hut," or whatever. He was so excited. And I was crunching because I got these lives of these babies in my hand, but I'm ready to run into a tree.
Mm-hmm.
We get a little closer and you see the big house, and the little white boy said, "Oh, there's Master's house. There's Master's house." He was so excited. So the teacher was trying to distract him from that and say, "Well, isn't it just beautiful over here, the trees and everything?" And then the little girl says, "I don't think the slaves thought it was so beautiful."
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, "Go ahead, baby sister. Go ahead, baby sister." But I will never forget this experience because it was on a Wednesday. And when I tell you there were hundreds of white people at this plantation, and where I parked at, there was a cotton field, the original cotton field from back in the days. And I let everybody go ahead, and I went to that cotton field and I grabbed it because, and I've been to a museum, so I held it before. But to actually be out there and touch that cotton and stuff like that, it was so hot that day. And all I kept thinking about was, how did they do it? Because I'm hot just standing here, let alone trying to pick some cotton and stuff like that. And if you don't pick it correctly, you'll get cuts on your hands and all that other stuff. So I just picked some, and, I just held it in my hand. And I even took a picture and put it on Facebook. We think, a lot of people do strange things for change. I'm not picking no cotton for $1 million. And the craziest thing was, all those people were at that plantation that day. And when the slave quarters, they have a sign called Slave Street. And it has the original houses that they lived in. And when the white people would walk past me, they would put their heads down. On a Wednesday. On a Wednesday morning, out of everywhere to be, there was hundreds of white people there.
Wow.
And there was an old black lady making a hand woven basket and stuff like that. And then there was this other black guy. I mean, these weird get out type of looking old black people tending to the property and stuff like that. It was really as beautiful as it was. You just felt the pain. So I ain't picking no damn. Oh, sorry.
Captain Leonard. Ain't no telling what we about to get here. Everybody put your seatbelt on. Let's put your seatbelt on, y'all. Strap it real tight. $900 an hour. Leonard, ain't nothing but cotton. They want you to pick it. They got a little basket around your waist. You pick it, you pull in the thing, you go, you dump it, come back and fill your little basket up again and go back and do it all over again. $900 an hour. You gonna pick that cotton?
What time you want me to be there? I don't have a problem with cotton. What cotton did to me. Now, if you got hungry folks at the house, don't stand around there without the money. It's $900. What else do you get paid $900 to do? What? But because you sitting in your feeling, guess what? Smart people gonna be down there in line picking cotton. It ain't nothing but work. I've done a lot less for free. So I don't carry all that baggage with me. You know what I'm saying? It is what I've picked tomatoes. I've picked all types of things. And they sure wasn't paying $900 an hour. But like I said, I'm not missing out on $900 an hour because it's just money.
Mm-hmm.
And one, if it's that easy to make, you should make it.
But see, one of the things that a lot of people is standing on is the history of it all.
Good. That's what I'm saying. That's how you usually beat everybody else.
And see, and that's I think that's one of the reasons. That's what Curtis and Tiffany was coming from when they were saying it. It was like the history of it all and what we had to do and what we had to endure.
Yeah, I teach the history.
Over that journey. Yeah,
I know exactly what it is.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
But it still don't bother me. It is what it is. What does me picking cotton today for $900 an hour have to do with anything else?
I'm as silly as I am, and I could be silly sometimes.
Some of y'all sell your body for $50, and it don't even be no whole. Think about it. Think about it.
But see, my thing is and
some of
that
you sell dope and then go to jail 30, 40 years.
That too is like a to me, it's like a slap in the face. But Curtis, let me go to you, Curtis. And we got a couple of people.
I hope your face hurt.
We got a couple of people on the phone line. Y'all bear with me. I'm coming to y'all next. I promise I'm coming to y'all next. So be patient with me. But Curtis, what's on your heart, brother? Why you won't pick that card? And like you said, it's $900. What else you gonna do to make $900 an hour to feed your family? Come on, Curtis.
I hear you, boss. But I want to know who that nigga on that nag.
Lord, boy, y'all. The day ain't even Friday yet. The day ain't even Friday. Friday is.
Oh no, it's Thursday. Oh Lord. I couldn't. Now I'm sorry, man. I couldn't do it. Anything paying that much money, you're just not gonna show up and pick cotton. Man proves that. It ain't even history proves that. Man proves that. Anything that man is going to pay you an astronomical amount of money to do and make it sound like, oh, this is all you got to do. No.
What else do you have to do, Rain?
You're going to have to compromise. At some point, you're going to be asked to compromise who you are as a person, who you are as a culture, as a part of society. Somewhere in there, at that rate of money, you're going to be asked to compromise who you are as a human being.
Wow.
You're going to ask to settle for or treat others like they are less than.
I didn't I knew when I asked this question it was gonna be a little controversial, this question, but maybe I should have waited till about 8:30 or 9 o'clock to answer this question. But anyway, let me go to the phone. I got quite a few people actually on the phone lines. Toussaint, good morning.
How you doing this morning?
So we got a conversation that's gonna cause us to go to cussing this morning.
Oh no, I think y'all will be able to handle it. I believe y'all can handle it, Toussaint. But let me ask you the question, though, brother. They take you, they come and pick you up. They take you out to this field. Only thing you can see is cotton. Only thing you can see is cotton. Every direction you look in. They say, look at here, Donald. I'm trying to talk in that voice.
We're gonna pay you. We're gonna pay you $900 an hour, and all you got to do is pick as much cotton as you could pick. $900 an hour. That's what we're gonna pay you. This is what it is. We're gonna give you the $900 an hour, and you be out here about 10, 12 hours. Pick as much as you can, and we're gonna pay you $900 an hour.
No.
Huh?
Man, you know, I have never. My brothers and sisters. I got a sister that's 16 years older than I am. So that's how the gap is. With they got a child almost for every year between the two of us. Okay? Some of them pick cotton. I hate to look at a cotton field. I went somewhere this weekend, and for miles and miles and miles, I saw cotton. But when I turned off the interstate and I got on the road, you know the first thing at the edge of the cotton field that I saw?
What's that?
A prison. Ain't that something?
Mm. Wow.
Oh, my sister, what's her name? I didn't look.
Come on, Tiffany.
She's Tiffany.
Mhm.
Tiffany already said when I had mine to say when the question arose. It slipped out, but it came out before she can even hold it back.
Mm-hmm.
It started with I ain't picking no, and it went from there.
No D cutting. Yeah. Okay. Okay. I got you. I got. But my thing is, and I'm gonna go to Monique. We have Monique on the line with us as well. Monique, good morning.
How you doing this morning?
Good morning.
Monique, I gotta ask you the question, Monique. Now it's $900 an hour. You know that's a lot of bread and cookies and shoes and pocketbooks and Prada bags and all kind of different things. $900 an hour. 1 hour you're gonna make $900. $1,000 you might as well say. Would you pick that cotton?
I'm conflicted on it because I remember growing up, and I used to we used to take road trips, and I used to see these cotton fields. And I used to get anxiety attacks. I don't think I would, because I feel like it would be like a slap, in my ancestors, faith, they were forced to do it. And but then I thought about some of the other jobs that they had, because it wasn't just picking cotton, that they did. They were maids, they were cooks, and we offer that now. We got it in a business now, and now we chef here. So it's kind of, conflict there. But the odds of me doing cotton will probably be zero. I don't know if it's. I don't think it have anything to do with the money. It's just I just wouldn't do it. Even with the history behind it, I probably wouldn't have done it. But I've talked to some relatives that did pick cotton, and they said it was hard. Some family members got moved to the north because they couldn't handle picking cotton. So I probably wouldn't do it.
Now, Tiffany, what's the real theme? I mean, what else you gonna do? Like Leonard said, now, what else you gonna do to make $900 an hour? That's a lot of cheddar.
I could have been on the pole for $900 an hour in the right club, but I chose not to. You know what I'm saying? And let's just keep it 100. Money is nothing but trees. Money is nothing but a figment of people's imagination. It's not real. You let some individuals tell you that a piece of paper that came from a tree is worth something. And then whenever they tell you that it's not worth anything, that's what you go for. I know it says that we need to follow the laws of the land and stuff like that. But the people who make the laws of the lands are complete idiots. And we follow them in the name of Jesus? I don't think so. You know what I'm saying? So therefore, $900, to me, that's nothing. You got to look at yourself in the mirror every day and be happy with what you see. Now, for those who want to pick how to get that $900 and blah, 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 that's fine. And to people who say, oh, you got to feed your family and blah, blah, blah. My grandmother, God bless the dead Nana, she was a part of what you call the working poor. She had a job at AMP. She was a home health aide at Founders and stuff like that. This woman always had food in her refrigerator. She always had money in her pocket. She always took care of herself. If she wasn't dead, I didn't know about it. But she never had problems. She always was able to give people money and shop just as good. I used to call her Jean Clarence Bacon because she always would talk about how she went to the store and found something for 99 cents. She always lived under her means. So she always had, and she was always good. She lived in a nice house. She had nice clothes. She took care of herself, and she never depended on anybody. So I'm saying that to say this. We focus so much on the bags. Do I like bags? Yes, but guess what? I also like thrift stores. My other grandmother, Nanny, God bless the dead, her husband, my grandfather, owned a barbershop. He was a councilman. He had money, a lot of money. But my grandmother always made sure that we had a strong foundation and said, just because we have doesn't mean that you have. And she took us to a thrift store one time, and I bought this orange sweatshirt. I will never forget it. I was like 5 years old. And I've been going to thrift stores ever since. So therefore, my mind, as long as I'm able to eat, have a roof over my head, have clothes on my back, that's all I need. All that extra stuff is just a perk.
Leonard, talk to me, brother.
What you want me to talk to you about?
Because you say you at work.
I don't care. Let me tell you how I am. I don't give a damn if there's nobody else out there. I'll be out there by myself. Whether than hold hand with somebody with an idea or a good idea. Because that's money. I can do whatever I want with the money. $900 an hour. I don't have that much. I don't have so much pride where it cripples me that way. Like I say, I picked for less than that. That's what I used to do in the summertime. I used to pick strawberries and all types of things like that. So I'm not scared of hard work. But I understand the history and everything. But like I know people that how will break in your house to steal $50 or kill you for $40, but won't go work 1 hour for $900. Do the math. If you can't come up with how that math works out in your favor, something wrong with you. You work 2 days and set your family up for how long? Pay your rent for how long? Negro, for lack, I want to use the other word. Really?
We're not going to use those verbiages.
Because
we're not going to use those verbiages.
The slave mind never thinks of owning the field. Never. That's all your ancestors wanted when they left slavery was 40 acres and a mule. You know how hard their work was? Crop don't come in, you don't eat. It don't matter what work you were doing. It was a reason why you were working for money. And every time I hear people say money don't matter, I can't never get them to send me none. So it does matter. Everything I got, I bought with it. That's what it's for. So if you look at the utility of the matter, you don't have this problem.
Okay. Let me go to Curtis. Curtis, what's on your heart, brother? Talk to me. This is a good to hear.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, go ahead.
All right. First and foremost, let's deal with that topic, the business topic, because that's what Leonard's talking. Leonard talk about business. All right. The business topic is, even if I was to do it, the only way I would do it is I would have to have some shares. That's number one. Okay, if I'm going to do it, okay, I need some shares. That's what Leonard talking about. Okay, you ain't just going to pay me $900. Because if you're willing to pay me $900, that means you making probably $900,000. You're not even, that little $900 an hour ain't even hurting your pocket. That's why you're so quick to come out your mouth with it. So even if I was to do it, you would probably, as a businessman, you would have to pay me more than $900. $900 would be on the top, but the back end, you got to pay me something on the back end. We do it in film, we do it in music, we do it in every aspect of entertainment all the time. What's my residual, right? 9 times out of 10, dealing with the people you dealing with, they ain't gonna give you no residual. That's number one. Now, psychologically, if you look at it psychologically, I remember when I was younger. Y'all remember most of us would remember this. Y'all remember when Cisco came out? And I'm not talking about the same.
Yeah, I know you're talking about.
Okay. There was Street Talk was saying that, there was some black folk on the board of directors for that company. Now this was Street Talk. There was some black folk on the boards of several malt liquor companies around America. The data came out, and at first everybody was on with the money. But then when they did a second study, the data was showing that these particular types of alcoholic beverages was promoting and or causing even higher numbers of alcoholism, right? Because the toxicity and what was going on,
like Wild Irish
really
Rose,
messing.
like Wild Irish Rose, yeah, same thing.
You remember that?
Yeah.
All right, y'all remember they pulled it off the shelf. For about 5 years, it was off the shelf. When it came back, it was watered down. The last time we had any real history with something like that was with the Four Loko drink that they pulled off the shelf, right? But the street story is, the report is a lot of those same black executives walked away from those boards because now they was put in a conundrum where, or they was put in a position where they had to make a decision because the whole campaign was to target specifically black and brown communities. Put that in black and brown communities. Now I play it back. I lived in both communities. I stayed with my mom and daddy, but my mama made me stay with my auntie. My auntie is wealthy. My mom and daddy was the working poor. I remember going to the stores with both my mama and my auntie, my uncle, and my daddy, in which both of them drank beer. So when we would go to the store, we would also stop at the liquor store because they wanted to get their beer. And I remember when I was with my auntie in that wealthy side of town, I never seen no Saint. I'm good to you. I never seen no St. Ives, no Cisco, nothing. At best, in terms of malt liquor, you saw in that store on the wealthy side of town was Coke 45. Other than that, all your beer was either imports or it was a Budweiser, right? Or maybe a National, right? But now when you go on the poor side of town, and I go in the store on the poor side of town, man, it was St. Ives, Brass Monkey, Cisco, all of these things. So when I think psychologically, okay, if I take this $900, how many other of my counterparts are gonna be in this seat? How is what I'm doing going to affect a whole bunch of other people? But I get it from a business perspective. You're taking care of your own. Tiffany said something that is so true because I shot the film. Finally,
because we got to stay within our 3 minutes. Stay within our 3 minutes now.
I shot a film in a town called Camden, South Carolina. If you get on 521 right off of 20, as soon as you travel about 2.5 miles, you look to your right. It's an old Revolutionary War museum out there. It's over 350 bodies buried out there. But the first thing you see is you see the slave quarters.
Wow.
Then off in the back where they done planted a bunch of trees, that used to be all cotton fields. You look over, you see the master's house and all of that. There's a book by a lady by the name of Marie Chestnut that tells you the real story, tells you the backstory on John Adams, Thomas Jefferson, Ben Franklin, tells you a whole bunch of backstories where she ran a brothel that was in that main building. Talk about how the slave, man, listen, you get a chance, check it out.
Good. Got to keep it moving, Curtis. Got to keep it moving. Rico, good morning.
How you doing this morning?
Man, I can complain, man. Welcome to a beautiful new day, everybody.
Hey, welcome to you as well, brother. Asking a question, man, Rico. They take you out there on this they take you out there in this field, man. They come and get you, pick you up early in the morning, 6 o'clock in the morning. They pick you up. They take you out there into this field. They stop the truck, tell you to get out. You look all over the place. As far as you can see, ain't nothing but cotton. Both ways, both directions. They say, Rico, man, we need your help. We're going to pay you $900 an hour to pick this cotton. I want you to pick this cotton. Rico, what you going to do?
Well, that's a crazy scenario right there, but I'm just up and pick me up. This sounds like a Emmett Till situation. They're just gonna come pick me up and take me to the cotton field. But if, I mean, regardless of how they did it, if they were to say, well, you know what, man, can you meet us out here? We got a business deal for you. If they said that and I met them out there and I saw what it was, I just saw field and field of cotton. And then they said, you know what, man, $900 an hour. My pride right off the top may say, man, I ain't picking no cotton. But then, you know, we really got to think about the logic of this thing. The issue really wasn't picking the cotton. The issue was it was free labor. See, if they had been paying the slaves, we wouldn't have had an issue. But they wasn't getting paid. At the same time, cotton was very profitable. It was the most profitable product on the planet at that time. So it wasn't alcohol. It wasn't drugs. It wasn't something that people could consume and make your society go upside down. It was something that they produced cheaper than everybody else that everybody needed to make their clothes and other materials to stay warm. It was fabric. It was a resource.
Yes.
So now they tell me, we're going to give you $900 to pick this cotton. I'm going to pick it. $900 an hour? Man, I'm trying to get 16 hours. I want time and a half. I'm running up that check. And then, as a matter of fact, I'm trying to start growing it myself and picking it myself. I want to capitalize all the way around. Because the thing is, the problem was not the fact of picking the cotton. The problem was the fact that they were made to do it without pay. And so we got to understand the real logic with the problem behind slavery. The problem behind slavery was the fact that whatever they did, they didn't get paid for it. It's just that cotton was the most profitable product at the time. So that's what caught our attention, because that's what made America what it is. The money made off the back of cotton. So, you know, we looked at it that way. Man, slavery made this country what it was. If y'all didn't have us out there picking cotton, well, what about all the other stuff they did that they didn't have to pay for that came with slavery? So we really have to understand what slavery was all about and why it was so bad. It was the fact that it was all about the free labor and the mistreatment. Had them people been treated fairly, had they been paid equally, then it wouldn't have been a problem. They would have had an opportunity to become part of the community that they were over here in, but they didn't have the rights. You get what I'm saying? That was the entire problem. So the cotton, yeah, that's symbolic, but cotton wasn't the problem. The $900 an hour was missing. Now it ain't missing. At this time and day, some people think they're making good money at making $15 or $20 an hour. You finna give me $900, or you trying to make up for all my ancestors? You really just trying to give me some money? Cause I ain't, number one, I don't know how to do this too good, so you're gonna get what you can get. But as long as you don't fire me when you start time and a half after 8 hours, that sounded to me like about $1,350 an hour. I'm trying to get my 40 hours out the way quick, so I get a little bit more. And after this time is up, I'm gonna buy my own cotton, and I'm gonna get the profits on the other end too. It's that easy. It was a money thing.
Tiffany?
I don't have nothing to say.
I ain't never seen you not have nothing to say. What is really going on? I ain't got
he wants you to cut your head off and call me some names.
Because the thing is,
started today.
Because the thing is, everybody's entitled to feel the way they feel. You know, where I agree with Leonard, but at the same time, you know, when you use words like smart, the opposite of smart is what? Dumb. So if somebody doesn't do something, then they're dumb. You know, to me, I feel like we live in a society that's too much. And the reason why it's too much is the reason why we don't do things the way we're supposed to. We're not as close to God as we can be, because we're making life more difficult than it is. You know, back in the day when you had to make sacrifices for God, you used animals, you know, you bartered other things. But then when money came into play, now the love of it makes people do all kinds of things because they think it's the most important. if the majority of people said, forget this society, we going back to just living simply, just living off the land. That money that you're trying to get, that $900, it means absolutely nothing. And now we're going into the cryptocurrency and all this other stuff like that. They said years ago they was going to put Harriet Tubman on a $20 bill in 2020. But guess what? They knew she was never going to be on a $20 bill. Why? Because they're trying to get away from cash dollars. It don't mean nothing. It only means something as long as they say it means something. But if you live like I do, $900, that ain't jack. Especially when it costs, I don't even know how much it costs for a gallon of milk, because I don't drink milk. But the groceries are more, the gas is more, everything is higher and stuff like that. So that $900 means absolutely nothing. If people are still hungry in the streets, if people are still homeless and stuff like that, all the money in the world don't mean jack. If we got people starving and we're bubbling, we're balling, something is wrong with the system. So, oh shoot, I almost cursed. So forget that's $900.
Wow. Toussaint, talk to me, brother.
You almost cursed again. I'm sorry. I don't know you that well. I'm sorry.
You made her spit all over herself just then.
I'm sorry. Rico, you're a genius, man. I don't know, man. We need to go into business some kind of way, because it ain't about the field you're working in, it's about the field you own. And you got to figure out how to get it. And see, we willing to do some things by any means necessary, but we want to pick and choose what that is. And I'm still saying that cotton is my problem. One of the biggest problems. I ain't gonna pick cottons and snakes. Probably run into a couple of snakes in the cotton field anyway.
Oh, absolutely.
Let me just ask the question that, does anybody have a bank account? What's in the bank?
Money.
Oh, really? But oh, really?
Yes, sir.
How you pay your mortgage or your rent or your car note, light bill, water bill, gas bill, go into business yourself? How do you go about doing that?
That money.
It takes money. What? Money. I guess. They say money or I say money. It's just money. I'm just saying. I'm just asking. I'm asking for a friend.
But
and I know that, first of all, I thought about it, Raheem, and I don't know. $36,000 a week, 40 hours. How many of us even make that money? In a year? I don't know. That's not my business.
It's a lot, brother. It's a lot. But I think a lot of the issues that people are having, and it's been verbalized here this morning as well, is the history of it all, and the back history of it all, and what has been happening. What has been happening to, I see you, Tiff, what has been happening, what happened to our people back in the day. Now, are we willing to transition that to today's time? Is it still is the knife still deep? As deep
I
as it was?
usually don't cut folks off.
You just did,
and I usually keep my mouth shut. But check this out now.
Come on.
There are people that we say, and us, we are here on the line saying, I won't pick cotton, but you sell your body. And the master used to rape you. And you do that for free. Shake it like hot. I ain't never seen so much. I'm gonna go ahead and say it. I'm done for the day. I'm gonna go ahead and say it, Raheem. I'm sorry. I
Uh-oh.
apologize to every listener that's listening today and all that are joining.
Do I need to go ahead on and say, hey? Do I need to say that already? Do I need to say that before you get started?
You go ahead. Go ahead.
Hey. Okay, there you go. Go ahead.
Okay, I ain't never seen so much coochie popping for free that I've seen lately that I've seen in all my life. That's all I'm
saying. Let me stop him right there. But let me say this right here though. I just did the math at $900 an hour for 40 hours a week. The amount of money you're gonna make in a year is $1,872,000. If you're making $900 and you working 40 hours a week in a year's time, almost $2 million, $1,872,000 is what you're
gonna be. No education,
$700,000 after taxes.
Go ahead.
Like you say, to me, it's a matter of dollars and cents. I know guys that wouldn't do like I would do, and I used to get jobs when I was working. And that time, minimum wage was like $3.35. I think I was a bus boy at a bowling alley, $3.35 an hour. I worked under the table for a while until I became legal age. You know what I'm saying? So, and I remember those types of things where my friends either got killed or went to prison for selling dope because they couldn't work at fast food restaurants. They couldn't work at the mall. They had to be doing something to make y'all think that they were better than what they were. So now they don't gave 20 years of their life to the state, or they dead, or they broke. When I first moved to Georgia, jobs everywhere. Black folks down in south of the perimeter, struggling, talking about ain't no jobs, when all they had to do was get on the train, go up to Doraville Station, and get the job. So there's always going to be that segment of society that won't do things, and that's why other people come up, because everything that Black people won't do now, other people do. When I hear people talk about this romance with these Asians and these other communities, guess what they doing? Working. Hard as hell, working. So hard work, and just the simple math of it. You work 40 hours a week and come home to how much a week times how much?
Man, you making 1.8.
Well, see, when you slave minded, you can't think of nothing but white man. You heard opportunity, but all you could focus on was white man, slavery. Did you say we were slaves?
No.
Like Rico said, people don't got so used to calling themselves slaves. They exploited our ancestors' journey. But if somebody say something about their work, you can't even go do the work for money that they did for free. Not to mention all the stuff that came along with slavery. Y'all will call yourselves a slave, but you don't look nothing like a slave. You don't do nothing a slave would do. You do whatever you want, however you want, but then say, "Ooh, I'm such a slave." You obviously have no idea what slavery is about.
Let me see if we got our Badger. Badger, good morning. How you doing this morning?
It's another beautiful and blessed day.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Badger, would you pick cotton for $900 an hour?
Ooh. Yeah.
Why?
It's $900 an hour.
Duh.
Okay. See, and he went exactly where I wanted him to go. That lined up perfect. There was like a fastball that was hit out of the park. Good deal. And that's what it is. Most people are really concentrating more on the money than I think the principle and everything that's tied into it. If there's such thing as a principle tied into this thing, if you concentrate more on the principle than the money, would everything still be the same? Because Curtis, I could go to Curtis right now, and Curtis he loved history, and he always say, and he'll say this all the time, but that's like a slap in the face of my ancestors. He said that, or I heard him say it at least 1 million times. Watch this, Curtis. What's on your heart, brother? Are we more focused on the money than the principle?
Hell yeah.
Hey!
I'm sorry, man. My bad.
Y'all got potty mouth this morning.
Right. You're more focused on the money than the principle. And the principle, in all reality, should always be first.
Mm-hmm.
It should always be first, because you're going to be out there picking cotton miserable. Now, here's an even larger question. So guess what? We're going to pick cotton for $900. All right, you listen here, bro. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to set up this video camera, and you're going to grab that picking in it right there, and we're going to film you just completely obliterating her vaginal section. Do you understand, bro? And we're going to pay you $2,000 an hour. Are you willing to do that? Most of us would say, no, I'm not willing to go on no camera for $2,000 an hour.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Mm-hmm.
So I just think that sometimes, man, and I've turned jobs away, and I've seen this happen. The same one that's giving the $900 an hour, he ain't telling you what the back end is. I was in Port-au-Prince, Haiti in '94 during the liberation of Haiti. I saw what Cedros did. Those same families that took that money, a whole bunch of them wound up dead in the field that I had to dig the hole for. Why? Because there was things that came with it. Certain people got jobs because him and his cronies, him and his boys wanted their wives. So they offered them jobs to get them in. And once they got them in, they showed up at their door and kidnapped their wives and raped and killed their wives or their kids. So you got to understand, whenever, in my mind, this is just how I work. Whenever something is offered to me that sounds too good to be true, I automatically drift away from the bag. Because I was that kid. Look, let me just put it like this, because I only got 3 minutes. Let me put it like this right here. I had a cat offer me 36 ounces, 36 grams to every one. 36 to every one.
Mm-hmm.
But then I had to think, well, hold on, why he offered me them kind of numbers?
Mm-hmm.
What's going on? What I realized is 2 out of the 4 on the sale, 2 out of the 4 was straight. The other 2 was a bunch of shake. So now, am I really getting 36 to every one? No, I'm not. He's just making it look that way.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not saying that anybody is wrong. They saying, look, I'm gonna take the money, blah 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 blah. I'm saying, okay, so if you're gonna take the money, if that's where you are, I think the topic of discussion needs to be, what am I truly gonna have to do for this money other than just pick cotton?
Mm-hmm. Good deal. Good deal. Rico, you had your hand up, brother. What's on your heart?
You know, I was thinking about that scenario that he gave, and he added $2,000 to it with the camera, just to film me doing it. And you know what I'm gonna do?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna make that camera that they turn on me work against them, because this system that they value so much based on capitalism and money, I'm gonna give everybody a history lesson. I'm gonna be like, y'all, you know what the principle was? The principle was about fair pay and equal pay, being paid fairly for the labor that you did. See, them people weren't getting paid. Remember, if cotton was the villain, why didn't they ban cotton? Cotton was just a resource that still is needed today, still used and picked today and grown. It ain't banned like the Confederate flag or the Nazi flag. So now we start talking about the principle. The problem that the slaves had was, man, you got me out here working, but you ain't paying me.
Mm-hmm.
You got me out here picking this resources, making this country all this money, but I ain't receiving no benefit from it. So I'm gonna look in that camera and I'm gonna be like, now look, y'all, I'm making $36,000 a week off of it. Now I'm benefiting from it. Cause guess how many people I can help? Look, I can make 2 hours worth of pay or help me out for the half a month. So the rest of it ain't nothing but profit. Now I can actually pay to play. I can pay to participate in this system a little bit that I can, that money will allow me to play in this system. because the problem was those people weren't given a fair chance to participate and grow, while cotton was helping the United States grow. So cotton wasn't the villain. Slavery was the villain. Slavery was the free labor. If you telling me you fixing to pay me $900 to pick this cotton, you ain't asking me to be a slave. You actually asking me to work, doing what people did in the past for free. And not only you not paying me $20 or $25 an hour, you paying me $900 an hour. So I'm gonna look in that camera and I'm gonna tell him, look, y'all, I'm gonna get this money. I'm gonna get me some land. I'm gonna plant me some cotton. I'm gonna hire me some white boys. And I bet you they gonna come out here and pick this cotton for the same $800 an hour that I'm paying.
Business is business, Rico.
He said, "For the same." Tiffany, I saw your hand. What's on your heart, sis?
Well, I'm gonna tell you why I'm not picking cotton. Because I'm used to AC, and I'm just saying, you know, because everybody keeps saying I'll pick the cotton for $900, I'll make $1 million, $2 million a year. That's fine. And it's easy to say what we would do, but until you actually been out on a cotton field in a hot, sunny day, you know what I'm saying? And what do you have to wear? You have to wear protective gear, of course. So that means you have to wear pants, long sleeves, and stuff like that. What if you don't have a hat on? Wade, he ain't gonna last because he gonna get sunburned within the first 30 minutes, you know what I'm saying, when it's 100 degrees out there. So it's easy to say, we'll go pick cotton, we'll do that, but you're gonna be uncomfortable. It's gonna be hot. You're gonna be tearing yourself up. You're gonna be thirsty. You're gonna have to stay hydrated in order to, can you just imagine, you know, let's just think about it for a second. There were slaves that would rather kill their child than to have them suffer the way they did. And yeah, they were out there picking cotton, they wasn't making money, but there were women that actually gave birth, and then as soon as they gave birth to their slave child, had to get back up and continue to pick cotton as if they didn't just give birth. When I gave birth, I had 6 weeks before I would have to go to work. These women barely had 6 minutes. We like to say what we would do, what we could do. A lot of us have never even been to a cotton field. You know what I'm saying? It's not as easy as you think. And then to be out there for 12 hours, what kind of breaks am I going to have? Because I'm going to need a break every hour because it's hot out there. It's hot. And then what about when it's raining outside? Now you're getting sick and colds and all that other stuff. You know what I'm saying? There's people that can do it, but I know that I wouldn't be able to do it. So take the slavery out of it and all that other stuff. I'm not doing it for those. I wouldn't do it because I was out there at a cotton field, and it was hot that day. And I just remember all I could think about was the ancestors and what they had to go through. Of course, they adjusted because they did it every day. But that's not something that I want to adjust to. To the people who want to do it for whatever reasons, power to you. But if I'm not swinging on no pole, I'm not picking no damn cotton. I want to do something that I enjoy, because when you do things that you enjoy, you don't think of it as work.
My thing is this right here. What you was thinking about is getting back in that air conditioner. You won't think about nothing else but getting back in that air conditioner. That's what you was really thinking about.
What if they gave you a $900 advance for the first hour?
You know what, Rico?
I go get me a
hat. You know what, Rico?
And a hat with a fan on it.
Y'all want me to be cussing on this show, but I'm not gonna cut. I'm not gonna give you guys the satisfaction. I am not gonna cuss no more because I got Tucson over there ready to shoot bombs and stuff like that. Y'all not kicking me off the show today.
You can say we cuss too.
Oh, Lord. Monique, what's on your heart, sis? Monique?
I pretty much feel the same, but you know, I see they still using the cotton gin. So, you know, it probably, you know, a little easier today than it was, you know, and you know, they probably done did a lot of updates to it.
Mm-hmm.
But I still wouldn't do it.
Okay. Okay. That's good. That's good. That's good. Badger, what's on your heart, brother? Talk to me.
I was just thinking about those AC tractors that are specifically made to pick that cotton.
Mm-hmm.
But that's all they're wanting is the cotton to be picked. So
No,
yeah, maybe I'll do it for the first little while. I'll just go buy one of those things and sit in it.
Mm-hmm. No,
So,
man, they want you out there. They want you hand to plant, man. They want you hand to plant.
Oh no,
They want you out there in that field, brother. You ain't getting in no machine. They can do it with the machine themselves. They want you hand to
10
plant.
years ago, I could do it. I ain't doing it now. Not like I understand a lot of people's perspective of that, and one of the things that that always goes through my mind is the industries in general. It goes tobacco, cotton, the places that did metal, the blood diamonds and things like that. America's founded on you just using human beings for whatever they can get out of you.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that goes all the way up to like oil rigs and all kinds of things. So some of the things I'm hearing and I'm going, okay, so just on principle, you wouldn't do cotton, then why would you do anything else in America?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because just about anything industrial in America was done by slaves at one point.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're going to do principle, then there ain't a whole lot left.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's good. That's good.
See,
everybody.
Badger said something then, because I know you're gonna get off this soon. But see, we got to really be able to understand the purpose behind things and the logic. Before cotton, guess what slaves was working on? Plantations for sugar cane.
Mm-hmm.
Who eats sugar right now?
Who wear cotton, Rico?
Everybody wearing cotton. Everybody eating sugar, drinking Coke, cakes. They got businesses. Come buy my cupcakes and my cookies. Anything will make $1. So you got to understand your history and the purpose. There's the rhyme and the reason really behind this thing was about labor. Free labor. And like Badger just said, before cotton, there were so many other things that black people did for free. And they got mistreated just as bad. Until this day, if you get on the wrong job, you can still be mistreated. And it's 2022. And you agreed to take this job. You're not a slave. So, I mean,
no, it'll be $7.25.
Come on.
Let me do this. And hold on. Everybody, I want you all to put your seatbelts on. Y'all put your seatbelt on. Strap it in real tight because Cassandra, good morning. How you doing this morning?
Good morning.
Cassandra, I have a question for you. And I need to hear your whole heart on this question, okay? And and a lot of people got potty mouths this morning. So Cassandra, we don't need no cussing because people got potty mouths this morning. This is tough.
You know she coming. I got a song for that too. I made a cuss word song a long time ago just for this. When they get in that corner, get in that corner.
Yeah, exactly. But Cassandra, let me ask you this: they come and get you, people that you know, come and get you early in the morning, pick you up. They say, "Well, we're gonna be at your house at 6 o'clock in the morning." You agree? They come pick you up. They drive you out to this field. Cassandra, you look to your left and to your right, and all you can see is cotton. All you can see is cotton. That's all that's out there. They tell you, they say, Cassandra, we need you to pick this cotton. We need you to pick this here cotton, Cassandra. Now we're gonna pay you $900 an hour, but we need you to pick this cotton. You know, we're gonna pay you real good. But we're gonna pay you real good, $900 an hour. Now get on out here, pick that cotton. We'll be back about 8 hours to pick you up. We need this cotton picked now. Cassandra, are you gonna pick that cotton for $900 an hour?
You know what? You said you didn't want no cussing, but if you asked me to pick some blinkety blink, 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 blink cotton for now. I don't give a blinkety blink, blink, blink how much you pay it. I am not picking no cotton. That's the bottom line. I don't care about the money. It's the principle for me. That would not happen. Absolutely not. And you know, y'all, well, you know, Raheem, I've done several movies based on slavery, several stories, Nat Turner story and several others, where I play slaves and we are in cotton fields in Savannah area. And man, let me tell man, I would not pick cotton. Oh, Lord help me. No, don't, Raheem. Y'all pray for me, okay? Because I can't. This morning, I just can't. I can't. No, let's I'm put it right there. Hell no.
Hey, ask you not to cuss, Cassandra.
Can I ask an honest question just to get understanding? Because, you know, I'm coming from a white perspective and a Native American perspective. Is it just cotton related to slavery in America?
I'm not doing ish where I have to be outside. You know, let me tell you, I'm a Black woman and I transport vehicles, and I got sunburned the very first time I went to Phoenix, Arizona. Didn't know what it was. Didn't even know my Black behind could get sunburned. I'm in the shower and my shoulders tingling. And I'm like, what in the world is going on? I jump out the shower, look in the mirror and say, my Black ass done got sunburned. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not going outside picking nothing. I'm Black, high, you know what I'm saying? And even though I'm a tropical person, I wasn't born in the tropics. So therefore, I'm not picking cotton. I'm not doing, I'm not picking grapes for wine. I'm not doing none of that. So it's not about cotton. Yes, sir.
Take a breath. Take a breath.
No.
Calm down.
Raheem, you was on me. Just give me another minute. Let me tell you something. Being in those cotton fields down there in Savannah, and I picked you know, fruits and I mean vegetables in South Carolina as a little girl. Let me tell you, you are out there in almost 100 or 100 and more degree weather. You have to layer up because if not, you can have sunstroke. So you got on all of these jackets and sweaters and your hair tied up and covered just like the slaves did. And I did that as a kid. No. And as far as you can see, it's nothing but fields. We used to cry. I mean, and let me tell you something else about cotton. I don't know if anybody else here has ever picked cotton. Those burns on around that cotton, that actual white part, those things are like thorns, and they get in your skin. They stick. Man, y'all, Lord have mercy. Okay.
Toussaint, what's on your heart, brother? And we got another call. Call will be coming to you next. Toussaint, what's on your heart?
No, I was just curious to find out what was the brick. How's the brick industry doing in Egypt? Because we had a bunch of other kind of folks building brick with no straw.
Wow.
Free. I wonder how they feel about that right now.
Not how you say not too good.
The unfair part about the whole thing is we've had some people that already jumped out there for $900 and they forgot their handicap.
Wow. Think Donald Toussaint ain't gonna bring some. Think Donald Toussaint ain't gonna bring something to you. Let me go. And look here. I'm very interested in what this gentleman here is going to say this morning. Brother Pete, good morning. How you doing this morning?
Good morning. I'm holding the phone in my hand here, trying to figure out the topic. Good morning, PJM Radio, Morning Glow, panel, listening audience. How y'all all doing?
Hey, doing good, doing good. We're asking a question. We hadn't got to our topic for the day, but we actually asking a question, and I want to know how you feel about. I want to know how you feel about this, Pete. You're scheduled to go to work. They say they're gonna come and get you, pick you up 6 o'clock in the morning, take you to work. They come pick you up as scheduled, take you out to this big field. You look to your right, you look to your left. On both sides of the road, all you can see is cotton. All you can see is cotton. They say, well, Pete, this is what we're gonna do. Now this is what we're gonna do.
we got all this cotton out here. We need somebody to pick it. We need you to pick the cotton for us as much as you can pick. And we're gonna pay you $900 an hour to pick this here cotton. Now we need you to go out there and pick this cotton, $900 an hour. You know, we're gonna come back and get you 8 hours and come check on you 8 hours. Got some water over there for you too. We got some water over there for you. You gonna pick that cotton for $900 an hour.
How much is it an hour?
$900 an hour.
So they come to get you from work. Come to get you from your house. Say they're gonna pick you up and take you to work.
Yes.
They take you to a cotton field.
Take you to a cotton field.
And then they tell you that they need you to get this cotton picked. But they're gonna pay you $900 an hour. They got water there, and they're gonna come back in 8 hours to check on you.
Yes.
What you doing?
Yes. Now you gotta have the cotton. Now you gotta have the cotton picked when I come back and get you. Now.
That's my friend riding with me here.
I'm not going. I just seen a movie just recently, and it was talking about how they kidnapped certain individuals, and they was very specific about certain individuals who was for the upliftment of black people, and they had them on a plantation down in Louisiana.
Mm-hmm.
Kidnapped them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But there's no guarantee. Matter of fact, you know, that's the they will entice you with the $900 to get you down there, but there's no fully guarantee that you're gonna get paid.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. See, now let's for the sake of this conversation and to keep it where we are, let's say it's legit. Let's just say it's legit. It's a legit situation. Now we're adding other elements into it and it's changing the whole dynamic of what we're talking about. So let's say this is a legitimate situation. They only thing it is there's nothing tied into it. They're gonna give you $900 an hour to pick this cotton. It's legitimate. That's what it is. You pick the cotton for
Okay, it's legitimate.
Mm-hmm.
So let me tell you for real. Let's be honest. That happens this morning.
Mm-hmm.
But Antebellum is the name of the movie. If you are interested in that movie, honestly, I can go out in the field. I can pick some cotton for $900 an hour. But do trust and believe and know that I'm probably gonna rob y'all at the end of this of everything else that you have and kill you and plant you in the ground for disrespecting me like that.
Okay.
Lord. Toy you with a T. Good morning. How you doing this morning?
Good morning, Master. How you doing?
Did she say Master? Lord Jesus. Toya, now you know the scenario. They coming to get you. It's legit. It's straight up and down. You know, this is what it is. They're gonna pay you $900 an hour to pick this here cotton. Now you get I need you picking the cotton. Now I don't need all this other stuff you talking about. I just need you to go out there and pick the cotton. I'm gonna pay you. I'm gonna pay you real good. $900 an hour. Toy, you want to see what you're gonna do? You gonna pick that cotton?
Now, Master, look here, boss. Now I know that we's not sick. However, is there anything else I could do for you, boss, with $900 an hour? Normally, picking cotton is not my usual. However, once you start putting them zeros behind, a couple more things we can do strange for a little bit of change, Master. Anything else you'd like me to take care of for that? I mean, hey, what's the difference between picking cotton and picking carrots and picking collards? Oh, you putting a paycheck on? Oh, the 900? Oh yeah, these things finna be pricked today, baby. I love me some cotton. I don't want no polyester. Point me to the field. What? $900 an hour? Yeah, but you're not gonna be calling me Negro. You're not gonna be naming me Grace. You ain't finna be doing all that. You mean just to pick some legal cotton? Oh, let's go. I don't have no problem with that.
Wow.
That's just a job that pays an extra amount of hour, and you need to be putting $900 on them because y'all know the history of black people with us and cotton, honey. You better come with $900, and I might need some subsidized housing assistance too. What you talking about? Pimp the system. I'm a pimp the system. Ain't nobody got no time to be playing no games, honey. You put some dollar signs on it, and 86 the inhumanity. And we gonna be cooking with some grease.
Now, Cassandra, let me come at you and ask you this question, because I know you said that you would not do it, but at $900 an hour, regular 40-hour work within 1 year, you've made $1,872,000.
No, no, and no. Some things are principled for me. I will not do it. And I picked, like I said, I picked cotton. And you can think, yeah, oh, the little prickly fingers. I'm talking, you get serious damage to your hands if you do not know how to pick cotton properly.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, it's just the whole principle.
Mm-hmm.
I am not going to pick cotton for $900 or $1,000 or $1,500 an hour. I would not do it. And that's just because the history, I know it. It is horrible. When I go to and anybody that's been on my page, I post several times a year when I go to areas that have cotton, Alabama, Georgia, South Carolina. I take pictures at those cotton fields. And when you see, I literally get emotional every time I do that. It is not for me about the money. It's about the principle of the thing. And I've done it. I picked cotton, and it ain't no joke.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Wow, that's good. Rico, $1.8 million. If you don't know how to pick that cotton, are you gonna learn today?
Yeah, I'm gonna learn. You see, this is really something that we have to, all of us really gonna have to do some, sit back and do some thinking. I poured iron one time. Hard work.
Mm-hmm.
Hard work, man. I was making $9.99 an hour. When I tell you I got burned every day. Like I lost my life a couple of times. Actually, they had a plaque on the wall where a man actually fell into the furnace. And they couldn't, the only thing they could remember him by is a plaque. Didn't recover nothing. They pulled him into a fire hydrant. He's somewhere, his DNA is in somebody's fire hydrant right now. That's what we made. So as I began to work and I started, being a union representative, I started representing the people on behalf of fair labor practices, health, and safety for the employees. Even though the work was hard, we need to get fair pay. There's some people over in this machine shop making more money doing easier work. But you got these guys over here and they call the slave, I ain't gonna say they call it the slave quarter, but mentally you thinking this is what a dirty work is. And they're not getting paid even though they're doing the worst part of the labor. They're in the worst part of the process. So I look at that, and then you have to relate that back to slavery, because when you complain, you go to a job even when they're paying you. If they're underpaying you, they're working you like a slave. But if they're paying you according to what you earn, what you were supposed to be doing, then the job may be hard, but you are paying me accordingly. So in the process of picking that cotton, you have to identify the stipulation. Number one, are you going to be paying me up front? What's the hours? You got Gatorade out here. What's your safety procedures? It's 2022. You know what I'm saying? We got laws that we got to follow in the process of labor. So, we have to look at it like that. And then, we say, well, how we feel when we see the cotton fields. Do we feel the same when we see sugar? Do we see this? In a lot of these foundries, these places, when the industrial age came along, not only was black people paid poorly, but white people was too. Sometimes they was working for free. A lot of these corporations in the past built homes around their foundries and their companies so the employees could live in those homes, and they had to go back and pay everything back to the employer. And the employer still wasn't up in their pay, so they pretty much was caught up in the slavery system again. You working, we paying you, but now you paying us back for this house that you living in because you need to live in proximity of the job instead of riding a horse or whatever vehicle you have from 40 miles away. Now you just live here. My city that I live in now has a lot of transplants from Montgomery because of when the Civil War started. They started foundries in this area. So this city that I'm in now is actually, before some racist stuff happened, this was supposed to have been Birmingham before Birmingham became Birmingham. But the corporations from up north pulled up after the situation happened in my city. And so it made everything, it set everything back. But it was about, the labor and things, man. So, there's a lot of stuff that got produced during slavery that benefited America besides cotton? And so it's a lot of things that we see. If we look at it, we should feel the same way. But we not only participating, but we working. We working in some of these fields and not getting paid what we are supposed to be justly paid. So now, if you really know what slavery is about and what it was about, it all relates to the practice of fair employment, fair labor, and equal pay, safety, and stuff like that. It's not about the cotton. It's not about the cane, because some people was doing other work that was just as bad and brutal, not as bad as cotton. But we don't mention those things and we don't relate them to slavery. What about housekeeping? What about being a maid? What about being a daycare provider? So many different things that slaves did that we don't put that in the same category, but guess what? They were still being made to do it. The problem was that they wasn't getting paid to do that hard work. So today, so employees won't feel like they're being slave driven. You got to pay them according to the work fairly. So, we're going to do some talking and we got to do some analyzing really of trying to identify what was slavery so bad for, especially in America. Why was it so bad? It was about the brutality, and it was about the fact that America became the richest country on the planet. Just like that. But the people that made it the richest didn't get paid fairly.
Exactly. Let me give the phone number 508-924-3521, 508-924-3521. Asking the question, would you pick cotton? Would you pick cotton for $900 an hour? Would you pick cotton for $900 an hour? 508-924-3521. Give us a call. Tell us what you think about this thing. Leonard, what's on your heart, brother?
Man, excuse me. Just listening. Because like I say, everybody has their own point of view. If you only think of cotton in terms of being a slave, I understand your point of view. But everybody that has anything right now did what you wouldn't do. They worked later than you. They applied themselves more than you. And that's why they're doing big things right now, because of the work that they put in. Now, it may not have been the best work. It may not have been good work. Say, for instance, Tyler Perry, when he talks about how he came up. Some of y'all look over the almost $1 billion this man has made in such a short period of time because you worried about him wearing that dress. You look like the fool.
I ain't wearing no dress, Leonard.
Wearing the dress don't mean nothing to him.
I ain't wearing no dress, brother.
He's an actor.
That's it. He
and
could
guess
be all
what?
day.
When he finished working, he take the dress off and he goes sit in his palace.
That's beautiful.
He hires people. He owns businesses. He provides for people in there. But y'all are sitting around talking about, I wouldn't wear the dress out. But there's a person who will, and they'll do very well, and they'll go back and do things that your mind would have never conceived.
God bless him. But I ain't wearing no dress, Leonard.
Right. You wouldn't do it.
No.
But I know plenty of people would that have done it. And I know one, you didn't talk about Milton Berle. You didn't talk about all these men that have worn dresses. But soon a black man profited from it. It became the devil. It was horrible. It was wicked and everything else.
Well, you got a lot of, you got Martin. He wore the dress. You got
exactly.
You got a lot of
is he
that.
Less of a man or less of a person for that?
But me, I'm just saying I can't speak for them. I'm saying me, I'm not putting on no dress, bro.
And that's what how I view this issue. Some will, some won't. Some will prosper, some won't. This is why the poor will be with you always.
The way I look at it, and somewhere it's written that dress was not made for me. That dress wasn't made for me, brother.
Well, I bet you it wasn't written nowhere of significance.
Actually, it was written in the word.
Look at every picture of your ancestors before they came over here. Every one of them. Nobody had no pants on.
Or robes that look like dresses. It looked like they had on dresses.
Thank you.
Even today, if you look at the Middle East, most of the men wear what looks like dresses. All over Africa and tribes, they wear what we call here in the United States dresses. Well, and that's not what it is.
What
so,
what you're talking about is especially in the Muslim society, those are called
exactly. I wear a captain most of the time.
Yeah, they're called jaladiers. Those are jaladiers. Those are not dresses. Those are and there's a difference between a dress.
What do they look like? Yeah. What do they look like to a person that looks at them? What do they look like? If it's about appearance, I'm just saying.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying. I mean, everybody got to do what they feel they got to do.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I can see your point, and I can see where some person would get a misunderstanding as to what it was. But me being educated, I know that it's a jaladier. It's not a dress.
I have a question.
Yes. I have an answer. Yes.
And the question is, doesn't it seem coincidence that all work some black people perceive as slavery?
Mm-hmm.
You don't see a coincidence? Ask a single black woman that's taking care of a black man. All she on him about is what? Getting up, going to get a job.
Yeah. Help paying somebody bills.
Going to get a job. Getting up, going to get a job. So what job you want him to get? First thing he'll say, why? Well, they ain't paying enough. Ain't paying enough for what? Because you ain't got no skills. You ain't been employed in the last 6 months. You're in and out of jail. But all day jobs is slavery. Every job you slave. That don't make sense.
Well, it again. See,
how many slaves applied for the job?
Leonard, the way I would equate that is based on an individual's mindset, and sometimes the mindset. Sometimes you have an individual that have a mindset of an entrepreneur, and they're not gonna work for anybody.
Exactly,
it's based on mindset. But Tiffany,
they won't work for nobody, but they'll ask you for something.
Tiffany, what's on your heart?
Raheem, don't be inviting me to your show if you're gonna be doing stuff like this, because you're a troublemaker. You a troublemaker. And then let me just say something. Let me say something about this panel, because I see a double standard here. So some people can say that if you don't do certain things, then you have a slave mind. But if I say that you sound like a house Negro, then I'm wrong. You know what I'm saying? People do what they want to do. You either gonna pick cotton and you're not gonna pick cotton. There's no right or wrong answer. And nobody should be made to feel a certain way, because when you get in your feelings, when somebody says you sound like a house Negro, there's a problem. If people don't want to be outside picking, I'm not picking grapes. I'm not picking nothing. I don't care how much I get paid, because to me, it's not about that. And then let's go back to the dress. Shorts weren't created until the 1930s. We all covered ourselves up. If you go, the reason why they wear the long, what appears to be robes and garbs, is to protect themselves when they were in the deserts and stuff from the dust and all that other stuff. A lot of times people don't even know why people do what they do. We just talk. We never been nowhere. We never done nothing. We never even read a book. And we always want to say what we wouldn't do, blah, blah, blah. There's nothing wrong with wearing a dress per se. But when you're adding breasts and you're adding all these other things to be like a woman, that's where the problem comes. And for us to think just because he's a billionaire, millionaire, or whatever, what are you putting out there? Because now you got a whole bunch of men putting on dresses and stuff like that on TikTok, Facebook, all these other stuff, because they think they're going to get the bag, because they're going to get likes, because they're going to get views and all that other stuff. It's not about the money all the time. What are you doing? What are you teaching people?
Hold on, stay right there for a second, because like I say, we getting deeper. We getting out the kiddie pool. We getting into the deep water right now. So let me go to who I got. Curtis, what's on your heart, brother?
Tiffany hit it right off the park. Come back to me now, because I'm in the store.
Okay. Rico, you want a dress, brother? I'm just gonna ask you a question.
I ain't wearing that dress.
Mm-hmm.
One thing I ain't gonna do, I ain't gonna wear that dress, because now sometimes, like what Pete was saying, sometimes people can be actually trying to bait you up, get you in a predicament, and actually have you spreading their propaganda, or just subconsciously putting out a message that people are receiving, and you don't do it because you just looking at the success that you're getting from it. Now that dress thing, that's one thing I won't go along with. Especially like Tiffany just said. Now you start putting the breast on and the makeups, and you in full character the whole movie, this is who you are, then you know now that's a little bit different. You know, now you know, don't get me wrong, the cotton thing, that's different because like I said, I understand the argument behind slavery because I was a union rep one time before. So, you know, being that I had to fight on behalf of wages and safety and health and OSHA and this and that, protecting the employees' rights, that was totally different than just saying, well, you know what, as long as it makes dollars, it makes sense. Let's see, with that dress thing, that's really what that comes down to. Well, you know what, it's just entertainment. It's profitable. Now, something when you talking about entertainment and making money, you know, see, that's where we cross the lines at with this conversation. We start going into movies and this and that, when really and truly it was an outrageous number of $900 an hour, but it's just still at the same time to keep it light. That was a good idea. $900 an hour. Would you do that? Or are you really hung up on the visual of the cotton? Has cotton really turned you to the point to where you hate cotton and you ain't even really thinking about hating slavery? Because it goes back to like what I was saying earlier. And Badger said it too. I know he's still waiting to come back. If we are, I'm going to say, indulging in or consuming other things that slavery made successful, what is the difference than picking that cotton? Or ask this question: what if you inherited a cotton field and you knew this cotton field had the potential to make you $8 million a year, but you don't know how to pick none of it? You're going to have to hire somebody. You might not pay them $900 an hour, but you're going to have to hire somebody that's going to know how to do something. Somebody going to have to advise you on the good and get the equipment so you could do it, you know, but at the same time, that money is what's going to make people go out there and do this stuff. You get what I'm saying? So to me, that would be fair compensation. I think that's what it all boiled down to, fair compensation, you know, but on the dress end, I ain't wearing no dress.
Troy, you want to tell what's on your heart, sis? Because I ain't wearing no dress either, Rico. I'm going to tell you that. I ain't putting no dress on. I ain't going to do it. Troy, you want to tell you there? Monique?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, there you go. There you go. What's on your heart?
I mean, hey, to each his own, right? We all as individuals at the end of the day figure out how we gonna live this life. And I feel like in 2021, there's jobs that still get done. And if you're gonna work, then you're gonna work the job that you're willing to work. And I would be willing to pick something for $900 an hour. I don't want to say make it a career, but you said pick something. See, I did the garden thing, so I get the concept. I don't really get too bent out of shape on some actions because it is what it is. But as far as a job, heck yeah, I'll pick something for $900 because it sounds like, and I think Rico said it earlier. You know, it was like the point of how they did slavery, the unfairness, the inequality. You know, to get ahead by manipulating, using, beating, you know what I'm saying, people. But if we bring it up on the up, for example, you wouldn't pick cotton for $900, but a lot of people, that's why they don't work. They don't work at McDonald's for $7.25. It's not what they want to do. You know what I'm saying? It's a choice. Just like this cotton picking question that we got right now. It's a choice. Now, for $7.25 and for $50, I might not pick that cotton for $50, but you said $900 an hour. You said $900. Listen, I might pick that cotton before I go get on a stripper pole. You heard me? Before I go sell some booty. You heard me? But again, everybody got the right to do their own thing. Some people are willing to sell their body for $900 an hour. Some people are willing to strip for $900 an hour. So who we gonna get mad at? The one that's willing to pick the cotton, or the one that's willing to be the stripper, or the one that's willing to sell the booty? At the end of the day, you mind your business about what somebody else do. It don't make no difference who do what, but ain't no slavery going on around here. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, it's to each his own. You know what I'm saying? If you got an opportunity, that some people are willing to do it, some people are not. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, for me, You said 900 an hour, boss?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, master, what you say? Let's go. You want me to, what you want me to plant some cabbage too? What's up? I ain't eating no chitlins though for 900 an hour. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So to each his own.
Good deal. Badger, what's on your heart, brother?
I was just thinking about the whole conversation because, like, on a lot of the reservations and things like that, they can't even grow things without the government coming in and burning it down.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, it's a lot of is a matter of perspective. You know, some of them are stuck having to continue doing the same old thing because if they try to do anything outside of that on what they own, these folks in power just come in and just take it. Look at the Keystone Pipeline. Look at what the government's done when it comes to different interests, when it comes to plutonium and things like that they did to the Zuni. Look at the Lakota when they were trying to grow industrial hemp for rope and paper and all kinds of things like that. The government came in and burned it all.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a different perspective when it comes to a lot of these kinds of things. And the first thing that popped into my mind when you said $900 an hour is not only can I take care of my family, but I can save up and fight the top 1%. Because money runs this world, unfortunately. And if you want a chance to fight these politicians and things like that because people continue to choose to be separated and upset about different ideologies, like I'll wear a tartan, which is also known as a kilt for people that don't know. It ain't no skirt. It's just something that was worn a long time ago. It's a part of one of my heritage. And then if you look at what some of my Native American ancestors wore, I know why they wore it. Nowadays, most people wear blue jeans and a t-shirt. So, I mean, look at Robin Williams, Mrs. Doubtfire. You know, so like there's so many different things out there to look at when it comes to not only the current state of our American society, but also the traumas and the mentalities that we let control us when we're just talking to each other.
Exactly. Let me go to let me see where's let me see who I got my phone lines here. Tucson, hadn't talked to you in a minute.
Right.
Okay, Tucson, what's on your heart, brother?
I'm gonna ask a question.
Does
it have benefit? Does it have benefits?
No, you get $900 an hour. That's all you get, brother. You ain't get no benefits. Now we ain't getting you no health insurance and all that stuff. You gonna get $900 an hour. That's all. If you do 40 hours, you're gonna have one. By the end of the year, you have 1.8.
So you're talking about under the table pay?
Yeah, it can be straight money.
No risk factor.
Oh man.
Yeah.
No. Yeah. The eye open now. I was trying to say something.
Boy, y'all
no insurance. No insurance.
No, you ain't get no insurance. You get $900 an hour, straight money. Straight money.
Anything.
None of that. You ain't get none of that. Don't even ask for it. Paying you $900. Don't even ask
for
it.
Here's the thing about it.
Tax free.
I thought we
yes, sir.
said that earlier. Is there snakes in the cotton field?
Yes, sir. Yeah. and look here, and the person standing next to you might be one of them.
So you just out there at risk, hoping you get paid.
Oh, you gonna get paid? Oh, they gonna pay you. You gonna get paid. You gonna get paid.
If you get snake bit. Not if you get snake bit.
So you don't think the person next to you gonna try to save you, or they gonna keep making that money?
Look, the guy had a guy. It's kind of like you asking a question like the guy. He got bit on the butt, and
you in trouble.
He got advice. And he says, "Well,
you
what
in
did
trouble.
The doctor say?" He said, "The doctor said you gonna have to suck the poison out."
You in trouble, brother. You in trouble.
It is.
You in trouble.
And what I'm saying is, he's willing to take
Been nice knowing you, brother.
You can't. The possibilities.
Been nice knowing you.
Hey. I'm just saying, the possibilities that your payday comes is slim now, because the risk factor, you just out there at risk.
I'm gonna tell you something.
You know,
go ahead.
Another thing, man. Go ahead.
No. Go ahead. Go ahead. Finish your thought, brother. Go ahead.
No, here's another thing. You know they got $1 million whores. Yeah, people say they won't do something, and some people do it. That's why the Mexicans they come here, and I'm not trying to, don't get offended. But see, some of you talking about I won't flip no hamburgers, I won't work it, I won't do this, I won't do that. And there's people that come to this country, we look down at them, and they making money that you go to prison because you don't. Sitting at the house, drinking beer, smoking weed, trying to make it the short way, and then go to jail and work for free anyway.
Yeah. But I'm gonna tell you something, Tucson. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you, man. Tucson, you my brother, man. I love you dearly. But if that snake bites you on your behind, and the only way you're gonna make it,
what the doctor say?
Tucson, man, I look here, man. Love you, brother. It's been real nice knowing you. Man, we had some good times, didn't we, brother? We had some good times. Yes, Lord.
Tucson, he ain't ish. He ain't ish. You know, he'll let you die. He'll let you die in the field. You come on this show every day, and he gonna let you die in the cotton field. He ain't ish.
But look at here. My thing is right here. Anybody, I got any one of these fellas, I guarantee you they feel the same way. Ain't no man gonna suck no man butt.
Hey, wait, look. Here's another thing.
No, we ain't doing that, bro.
Ask the employee for my $900 since I can't get it.
Exactly. Rico, is he gonna die?
Man, I'm trying to figure out how he got his pants down and gets bit by the snake on the butt in the first place. I'll be asking, man, what was you doing, bro? So I know what to tell folks. What happened?
So basically,
out in the field.
So basically, he gonna die. Cause if you gotta tell people, he can't tell them because he gonna be gone.
Well, I might try, but I don't know if I'm gonna try to suck the poison out of his butt. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna try to get him some help.
Yeah. I try to get him some help now, but if I look in every direction, I don't see nothing nowhere. Charles, good morning. How you doing this morning?
Y'all tripping, man.
Are you gonna save their life?
It's according to who they are, man. I saved my son's life.
But would you save Tucson life?
I don't know Tucson like that. If I knew him like you knew him, I'd save his life. If I knew him like you knew him. So as she was just saying, you ain't ish.
Yeah. Thank you. I sure appreciate it. Thank you for the compliment. Thank you for the compliment.
It'd be hard for me to sit back and watch a man die, and I save him, man. I hate it though. Don't get me wrong, I hate it.
Rico be like, okay, I saved you, but you better not tell nobody.
I'm gonna just make, don't even tell nobody that I saved your life. We're gonna say that God did it.
Yeah.
Right. It had to be God. I had to do that.
You tell anybody I'm happy.
Exactly.
What y'all talking about?
Charles, let me come to you and I'm asking you this question. You asked, it's a post that I put, and I think you commented on it. The cotton field.
Oh yeah, I saw that, man. That was
yeah. And I'm asking the question. They're gonna come and get. Let me just paint the picture for you. They coming to get you. Y'all have a discussion. They say they're gonna come and get you 6 o'clock in the morning, pick you up, take you out to the cotton field. You have to pick the cotton. As far as you can see, ain't no cotton on both sides of the street. Cotton. They're gonna pay you $900 an hour to pick that cotton.
Guess what, bro? They ain't gotta pick me up. I'm already there. $900 an hour?
Yes, sir.
Man, I'm too smart to understand slaves did more than just pick cottons. You get what I'm saying? I'm way smarter than that. You can't trick me with that one. See, that means you can't pick sugarcane either. You can't pick peas. You can't build houses. See, if you want to talk about what slaves did, you got to talk about all those things. Build roads. We can't do none of that. They just put the emphasis on cotton because it's the easiest way to do in movies. You with no cotton in Jamaica. A bunch of slaves were down there. Cotton don't grow in every part of it. They pick corn. So $900 an hour? How many days I get to work? $900 an hour. I get to work 40 hours?
See, and
I
see,
do
the thing
overtime
about it, everybody is really harping, and that $900 an hour just pulled them right on in. And pulled them right on in. And
if you tell me $100 an hour, I just don't like working in the sun myself. But if there's no other job to do, I'm gonna do it because we gotta eat. And you're paying me. You said you paying me though. So it could be $100 an hour, it could be $50 an hour. You paying me though. You get what I'm saying? And my mind is like, I seen somebody put the answer on there, I'm not selling my soul or something. If cotton is your soul, you got a weak soul. You get what I'm saying? So I would let my child starve. Really?
Well, we add other things in. I don't think it's to the point where anybody's starving and stuff like that. Because there may be other ways that you can make money to feed your child. But we asking about the question about the $900 an hour.
It is. I get it. And people out there, I think, selling their bodies for less than that. Man, you ever did roofing? You ever did roofing before?
Yeah, I have.
Bruh.
I have. I couldn't do it because I don't like heights like that, so I couldn't do it long.
That's number one, the height. Number two, the heat. Man, ain't nothing like a roofing heat. I might have did that though for 3 days. No, I can't do it.
Yeah,
they make good money.
They make good money though,
man.
I'll dig a ditch before I go on the roof, work on the roof. I promise you, man. I just can't. It's just that the height I'm not scared of, but like my brother-in-law, big dude, he can pick up some shingles and walk up roofs by himself, but that height, he can't get up the ladder.
Yeah. I can deal with the height, man. And
you can't deal with the height either.
The heat was crazy too, man, because you gotta understand, that black I can't remember what they call it, the shingles, whatever you call it.
The tar, it's tar, right? In the tar, Rico.
It's the shingles.
The tar and the shingles. The tar
the
and
shingles.
all that.
The tar going first, and then the shingles go on top of the tar.
Man.
That heat bounced right off that thing. Tiffany, you had your hands up. What's on your heart, sis?
I just want to say there's a lot of things that people wouldn't do for any amount of money. You have welders, you have things. There's things people not gonna do. There's people that won't be in the healthcare system because they don't like blood and stuff like that. I was in nursing or needles. I was in the healthcare field for 10 years. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of the things that I've seen, the things that I've done. A lot of people don't even want to give themselves insulin shots. So, you put in the focus on cotton and all these things that there's certain things that people just don't want to do.
And they will.
So there's no right or wrong answer. You know what I'm saying? And then what Charles said about taking care of your family. Some people, we like to talk about the stripper on the pole and call her a hoe and all this other stuff. But if she has no education and all she has to make money so she don't have to be on the streets is stripping, then who are we to judge her? You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't do it. Even when I had a banging body, I still didn't want to do it. But for somebody else, that might be their choice. But we on here, you throwing out this number, $900 an hour, and everybody's
it wouldn't be
got
too much
stars in their eyes, sparkles in their eyes. But listen, if you bad with money, you still gonna be broke because you're gonna be buying more, you're gonna be more in debt, you're just gonna be picking stuff because you got it to pick. Just because you're a millionaire, that doesn't mean that you're financially responsible. So let's stop just you getting all excited about the numbers, and stop saying people are successful based on the money they make. Because if your morals are effed up, you still a messed up individual. It doesn't make you king of the world just because you Tyler Perry, you making movies, you doing this and all that. Like he's the standard just because he's a millionaire. If that's the case, then what does that say about us? Because let me tell you something, his target audience is poor, ghetto, the worst of the doggone worst. He knows he knows how he made his money. So let's not put these people on these high pedestals just because they're millionaires. Because let me tell you something. As soon as that white man says that this money ain't worth ish, we all gonna be broke.
Good deal. Good deal. Let me go to Cassandra. Cassandra, what's on your heart? And Curtis, I'm coming back to you, brother. Cassandra?
Yeah. Oh, it's everyone, every man for himself. You do what if $900 an hour will work for you for picking cotton or doing whatever, it's fine. I'm saying for me, I will never ever. I don't care how much they're paying. That's me. But the people that want the money, you go out there and you make your money. I have no problem with that. See, it's not about trying to convince somebody that, oh no, you for moral reasons. For me, I will not do it. But I applaud all of those that would go out there and pick cotton for $900 an hour. Me, I will not do it. And I don't give a damn how much money they're paying. And I don't care nothing about the money. I don't care about money because people act like that's the only measure of success. I'm successful and I don't have a lot of money, period. So don't, I'm not measuring myself based on how much money I got. That's our problem.
Curtis?
Yeah, what's up?
Yeah, what's on your heart, brother? Talk to me.
Broke my heart. Like, for real. Hey,
Talking to your phone there, Curtis. You're a little bit low, brother.
She just broke my heart, man. Listen, one, I remember God said that everybody has a price, right? Now, he's considered one of the most foolish people we have ever had in modern history. But anyway, I ain't going to say his name. But everybody has a price, right? And what you're telling me is that you're willing to actually do whatever these people tell you to do for a price, man. You know what I mean? Like you're willing to compromise. Principles have to be in there somewhere. That's probably why I've done a lot of the jobs that everybody was talking about. I've done them. All right. But that's probably why I'm in human services. You understand? Because at the end of the day, like, come on, man. Like, come on. I had some things on my mind, but I only got 3 minutes. But like, come on, man. Like, the things we saying, and I done said this before, the things that we say, man, it's got to be evaluated because there's people that's listening to this show. We done had them chime in and put the N-word over messages. You understand what I'm saying? We done had them call in on some kind of freak thing and call us all kinds of names, but children of God. And if you just listen to what you're saying, I'm going to be honest with you. There's somebody sitting back saying to their child, see, I told you them niggers had a price. I can't. I'm sorry. I'm not going to let money compromise who I am. I grew up with 2 grandmamas. One hand was heavy and slow. The other hand was light and swift. And for me to do that, you done heard me say it before, it would be a blatant smack spit in their face. Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I'll end what I'm saying with this. My grandmama told me years ago, I was about 12 or 13 years old. She told me, she said, babe, me, your granddaddy, Annie, and JC, which is my other grandmother and grandfather, we done kissed enough behind that you're chilling, they chilling, and the chilling after them don't have to kiss no more for no kind of money. If I take what Rico said, then how about I turn your job down and I find out what contract you got, and then I invest my money in a company that got that contract. Because obviously, if you can pay me $900, you got a contract somewhere with billions of dollars connected to it. How about that? Why you didn't ask me to come into the board and sit on the board? Why'd you come to me and just ask me? It's crazy how, if you pay attention, those very same jobs are always pushed out and pushed as an initiative to either black or brown community. And you walk in there, You see all these black and brown folk working.
Mm-hmm.
And guess where all the other folk at? They sent up in the ivory tower. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna compromise who I am and who my people are for $900 an hour. Because realistically, you should be paying me. If you pay me $900 an hour, if you want to pay me a fair wage, then that means you should be paying me probably about 9 times 6 is what, 54? You should be paying me $5,400 an hour.
Mm-hmm. Wow, that's good. That's good. Annie Malone. Annie Malone, good morning. How you doing this morning?
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, young lady. Yeah, you are jolly this. You jolly this morning. You jolly. And I got a question for you.
Okay.
Now, you talk to somebody and they say y'all make a deal that they're gonna come and pick you up 6 o'clock in the morning to go to work. Y'all talking, y'all agree. They come pick you up, they take you out middle of a field. You look to your right, you look to your left, both sides of the road. Only thing you can see is cotton fields. They say, Annie, we need you to come in here and we need you to pick this here cotton. Now we're gonna pay you $900 an hour to pick this cotton. We're gonna come back and pick you up in 8 hours. Got a little water for you over there in case you get a little hot out here. We need you to pick this cotton for $900 an hour. And then you're gonna pick that cotton.
Of course I'm gonna pick that cotton. Why not pick that cotton? I take cotton for like $1 a day back in the day. So $900 an hour is fine by me, hey. But that kind of money right there, I will sure enough pick your cotton. Yes.
Rico.
See, I mean, you know, with this is the way you put the scenario, people have to understand that it's a job with pay. And the thing that they have against that association of cotton is the fact that people did it without pay. But that wasn't the cotton fault, that was the system in place. So now we say, well, you know what, man, I don't want to participate in doing anything like that has to do anything with cotton. But then, you know, at the same time, we want to be Americans. America is America because of slavery. It wouldn't have been what it was. You see, I'm gonna tell you what happened. To me, if you was to go to Jamaica or go to Haiti, they'd probably feel the same way about sugar cane. You get what I'm saying? They're traumatized because they associate the profits that made these people successful, that made them contribute to this chattel slavery, this abuse, and this mistreatment. So now here it is.
Right.
We look at the cotton.
Hold on.
Because what happened is America not only became powerful because of the money off of cotton, but these terrible plantation owners, these rude, racist white people, they got rich and more powerful and more abusive because of the money they made from cotton. So now we associate that cotton with the trauma that came with what they did in the mistreatment. Well, really and truly, if those same people had said, well, you know what, I might bring all these black people from Africa and then I'm going to employ them and pay them so they can make their own wages and take care of their families and build and grow, it would have just been a fair deal. Now, if people are saying, okay, I don't want to pick the cotton because it's a hard job, that's very logical. Because that's the reason why I don't want to do it in roofing again. That's the reason I don't want to pour in the iron again. But now if they pay me $900, I'll pour some iron. But for what they paying now to pour iron, I won't do it because it's that hard of a job. But if you're saying that you're trying to do it on the principle of slavery, then you got to start sitting back thinking about the reasoning of why you would associate that cotton as being the problem and not just the system that was in place. See, it was the system that was in place. It wasn't the cotton. Because after the boll weevil came, the cotton was still being picked. And the cotton is still being profited off of. They just made us expendable. So it was the treatment and the system that was in place. But we associate the negativity with cotton because those people that got rich off of cotton, and those same people did slavery and did it to the extent that they did it, but based off of cotton. So I mean, you know, we sort of misplacing the I don't want to say the anger, but we sort of misplacing the discontent. It should be more toward the system that was in place.
Okay.
They wanted people to work for free.
Okay. I could go to a piece and a part of that. Somebody wanted to say something just now. Was that you, Annie? Hold on, I see you, Charles.
Yes, it is.
I got you. I got you.
I wanted to say this. My brother and my brother-in-law worked for a company called Coke. Used to be Georgia Pacific, and Coke is one of the biggest Trump supporters. They went all out for Trump in his last election, and many people were trying to tell them, you know, why he's working for them, because they giving Trump so much and they support his candidacy and all that. But you know, when you think about that, my brother make about $60 an hour. My brother-in-law make about $44 an hour. So because these people are racist, you know, by me not working for them ain't gonna change. It's not gonna change anything, because if I quit, they're gonna only hire somebody else that just wouldn't wait to make that kind of money. You can't change the way people are. You know, I would gladly go out there, and I can understand what you guys are saying. But my mother picked cotton for years, and we went to cotton field for years, and we would sit up on that shade tree all day long, and she got paid like $3 every week. You know, and I can understand the trauma that goes along with that. But the way you put it in the scenario that you did, $900 an hour to pick cotton, yeah, you know, I can do that without worrying about focusing on what my grandmother and my mother went through.
Good deal.
So just because the people are racist and all that right there, that's going to change my brother, you know, from going to work every day. Been there about 25, 30 years, making good money, have made good money, and still making good money over there. So, you know, we can have racism regardless of what's what. Everywhere you go, even down here in Mississippi, especially down here, everywhere you go, it's racism. They hide it very well. Many people over you, owners, managers, supervisors, many of them are racist. But, you know, you don't quit going to work because of that.
Exactly. We're going to go to Charles, then we got Tiffany. Both of y'all had your hands up. Charles, what's on your heart? Tiffany, come to you next.
I totally agree with what you're saying, Rico, about that. And the weird part about it is that people don't understand that slaves would clean the house for free. So the people who want to have a house cleaning, you can't clean houses. Slaves build roads for free. They didn't just do cotton. And I don't understand why people think you're selling your soul just for cotton. Because you don't got to put in your mind, just like Rico was saying about the people down in other places that did just, or even Louisiana, because you remember Louisiana was more of the sugarcane area too. They got it in their mind that it's something bad about cotton. It's not. You know, it's just the system that was put in place. That's all it is. And if you can't get past that, then there's some other things going on that I feel, that's my opinion, than just cotton. And another thing, I'm going to try to say it cleanly. I really don't give a flying beat about what a white person think about me. You see them, if I sat around and, well, they think this about me. Well, they think, that's something I never thought in my life. I guess my parents got me that way because they were business owners, and a lot of their clients were probably white and black people, and I probably definitely as watching. They didn't care what the person who brought, my dad who did body work, and he was one of the best body work guys in Cincinnati. And somebody rode up, and this is in the 70s, bro. If a dude rode up in a Lamborghini to get this Lamborghini body work done in the 70s, my dad didn't care if the dude was white or what he thought about him. My dad gave him that price, and he had to pay it. You get what I'm saying? Just like if a black guy rode up in a Cadillac back in the 70s, he had to pay the car. My dad didn't care about what he thought about. Because if you constantly think about what people think about you, you already hold yourself back. I don't care if you think I'm the scum of the earth. Remember that old song? It was an old rap song. If you pay me, don't try me, pay me. Because then, whether you white or black or green, if you try me, then it's a whole different color. It ain't got nothing to do with your color. It's you tried me. But you ain't gonna try me if you white or black or yellow or green.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Tiffany?
So I listened to what Miss Annie said and what Charles just said. And this is part of the problem, in my opinion. We'll work for a racist as long as we're getting paid good, as long as we're able to pay our bills. The reason why these people are millionaires and billionaires is because we continue to work. We look at like sports, the NBA, the NFL. Most of the people on these teams are Black. But because they're getting a paycheck, they're making millions of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars to millions of dollars. They'll put up with a lot of things. Do you know that when they are on these teams, they're not allowed to say certain things? They're not allowed to do certain things because if they do, it could jeopardize their job. You talk about people working at Coca-Cola making 20-something, $30 an hour. If everybody stop it, but what do they have to endure? I worked in transit for 10 years, the things that I had to endure. If everybody said, you know what, I'm not putting up with this ish no more, and everybody walked out, those companies would crumble. But instead, we put up with a lot of things just to make a certain amount of money. Just because we got a nice car, we got a nice home, nobody wants to jeopardize that in order to change the system. We'll put up with all types of ish for a doggone paycheck. The change starts with us. Everything that we can do now, we can do on a greater scale because God gave us all these talents and stuff like that. But we're willing to go along with the system, as flawed as it is, in order to make a doggone paycheck. So racism is always going to exist. All these things are going to exist. All these elite are going to stay the elite because we're willing to stay in a certain space in order to make that paycheck. What if every Mexican, every Black person, every poor white person, everything, they stopped making these people millionaires and billionaires?
Mm-hmm.
We're the ones that make them millionaires and billionaires. Nike is Nike because we go out and we buy the shoes and the sneakers and all that other stuff. What if we stop doing that? We giving power to the powerless, thinking they have the power. When it's not them, it's us. And every time we make decisions, every person I heard talking about the decisions is money based. If we stop thinking about the money and putting so much value on this piece of paper, we can make a lot of changes and be more prosperous, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Good deal. Cassandra? Cassandra, you there?
Yeah, I don't have a problem with people wanting to make money. Do what you do. Can I tell you right now? And yeah, I'm in my emotions. So let me say that before anybody come back and say it. I'm in my emotions. I don't give a rat's ass about money. I'm just being honest, because it hurts me to think that we just at that point that just anything for money, as long as I'm making the money. Yeah, I don't care about the white man. He do what he wants to do, blah, 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 all of that. But it's beyond that. It's about people, y'all. It's about people. It's about change. Even what Tiffany said, it's about change. But if everything is just, they're taking enough money. I'm in. I'm all in. I'm good. Let's go for it. See, that's not who I am. That's not my makeup. And that's why, Kurt, I'm in the human services field because for me, it's not about money. Because I may never make $1 million, $500,000. I don't care. But if I can make somebody's life better,
mm-hmm.
I'm good. I'm good because that's who I am.
Mm-hmm.
I'm good.
Now, go on over there in that corner. Go on over there in that corner, Cassandra. You know the way. You don't been over there many times. You don't need no GPS or road map. Go on head on over there. Badger. Yes. Mm-hmm. Badger, I'm coming to you after Tiffany.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Toya.
All right.
Go ahead. No, Toya. Y'all two T's. Y'all get my name. I get the name mixed up. Toya with a T. Go ahead.
Yeah. I think another perspective that we can look at with the so-called cotton industry is from a business perspective. A lot of people look at different jobs and be like, I want to do that for whatever reason, morally or however. But we have to think about from an industrial position.
Mm-hmm.
If we as Black people owned 1/3 of this country and 1/3 of that country was a producer of cotton, what would we do? Sometimes, again, I don't get caught up in the action because certain things makes the world go round. And because we live in an industrial world, if you look around your room right now, a lot of things are cotton. And if we had 1/3 of this land, how would we propel ourselves? How would we sustain ourselves? Let's just say one of those things will be cotton, along with a couple of other resources that we know is a necessity to be used as a nation. Who's going to pick the cotton then? With the I don't want to pick the cotton mentality. You know, so I think that sometimes, especially coming from the Black culture, we get wounded by a lot of things that happened to my ancestors. But we will never be able to take a rightful position as a people if we don't understand how to become involved with this industrial revolution that produces resources that is needed to be billionaires. You understand what I'm saying? I've learned this concept. I look at what the white folks do to learn how to produce my future wealth, because that's how they did it. But I'm not willing to have slaves. But let me tell you something. I am willing to buy me some land and get a piece of what we need, cotton. Let's go. And let me tell you something. If I loan the land, I will pick the cotton for free. Let's go. I'm gonna take me through the whole process, because now I'm looking at it from an industrial position. And I think that's what sometimes we have to get over as a race. Sometimes we got to look at it for what it is, not for what we want it to be. This is a business. That's why they did what they did. And I got to get out of my feelings about what they did. And let's get up on this cotton picking farm and let's make this bread. And let's go ahead and get with import and exports. Now, what we going to do? So are we going to buy the land and get involved in this industrial practice that helps us make billions? Or are we going to continue to be in our feelings about the history that they died for like Kurt said, for us not to kiss their butt no more? We're going to have to get this bread and flip it some way. And what, we'd rather do it by selling cocaine than buying land and flipping cotton? I mean, I'm just saying. I done lived in this world a long time, and I've seen a lot of people do a lot of things, and I have a choice to do a lot of things. There's certain things I'm not going to do. But since we in this game, listen, I know food killing people, so what that mean? I'm not going to be a manager? No, this is my field, this is my game, and I'm going to do the best I can to be a positive producer in the food industry. So I learn now, you understand what I'm saying? How to keep people healthy with all of the bad things that they do. And we got to take on this same concept with some of these things that make the world go round. Cotton, resources, guns, things that we don't want to be bothered with, that is a key point to life. We got to learn to get over our feelings, man, and learn how to get this business and make this thing do what it do so we can become billionaires.
Good deal, good deal. Badger, what's on your heart, brother? Good deal.
I'm just, to be honest, I'm sitting here in shock.
Why are you in shock, Badger?
Because y'all sound like white folk.
No, we don't sound like no white folks now, Badger.
I literally had this conversation is so close to the conversation I had last night. It is.
Say that again, brother. I don't mean to cut you off, but say that again, brother.
Please, Badger, say that again.
Say that again, brother. Say it again, brother. Please say that again.
Badger said, "Which one we say?" He said, "You sound like say." They want you to say we sound like white folks.
Oh,
but it actually we sound like business people, because white people aren't the only ones that are intelligent.
Hold on, y'all. Let Badger talk. Go ahead, Badger.
So this sounds like the conversation I had last night. You know, between the low class, the middle class, realtors, politicians, and things like that. You know, there's those of us that literally ain't for working for a racist and all those kinds of things like that. And if we find out they are racist, a lot of us will quit our jobs because we don't want no part of that. And then on the flip side, there are those that are like the whole thought process is similar.
Mute your line, Curtis.
Here's the thing. I figured I was going to upset some folks by saying that. Yet I'm about to be attacked. People talk about this white supremacy, and the whole point of white supremacy is to use other people, especially people of different races. Am I wrong in that statement?
Go ahead.
So when it comes, we all talk about, like, yesterday there was someone on Twitch that was saying that, like, telling people like me who are anti-racism that we need to go out there and fight and try to teach our other white people that are racist that we have a problem. And I agree. We have a problem in this country. And then I'm sitting here listening to the conversation and I'm going, this is almost word for word the things I was hearing last night, and that all white I cannot pronounce that word.
Conservative.
Yes. Folks that I was in last night. I mean, it's almost word for word. Talking about big business and how business is affected and things like that. And then they're wanting to jump down the people that are against racism and talking down to us because we're going, that's racist. And then we get attacked for it. But yet we're still wanting, but us low class people, they don't want us to have a living wage. So if this topic was brought up, it would have been World War III in that group I was in last night. Because they're going to go, well, won't that hurt the business? How are they being able to afford to pay you $900 a month and all kinds of things like that? So I didn't mean no disrespect. What I'm trying to show or share is that our society is screwed up. So the fact that I can't say that y'all sounded like the white folks I talked to last night and people are ready to jump down my throat with the amount of respect I have for each and every human being on the planet and the fact that I will stand in front of a bloody gun to save somebody else's life. How many of y'all will do that? Don't challenge me.
Good deal.
I have Native American ancestry that has been genocided for ever since Europeans showed up in here. I know what it's like to have ancestors that have been killed and continue to be killed and slaughtered and can't have their kids, can't do things on their land. I have every right to be angry about how the American white folks are doing crap. But I'm not letting that hold me back from my goal of seeing us come together to change this corporate America so we can all live happy lives without racism or segregation or judgment because you're disabled or whatever excuse they want to use.
Good deal. Good deal. Rico, Badger got passionate there for a second. There, he got real passionate with that.
Yeah, I think everybody agreed with him when he said that, and now when he has a clear picture of when I say we've been Europeanized. You know, and if you think about what Tiffany was saying, Tiffany is telling the truth. And to be honest with you, Tiffany sound like I've been sounding a lot of times on here. You see, but this is the thing when I say about we've been Europeanized. For us to participate and belong and survive and succeed in this system, we're going to participate in some things that's very confusing. We're going to be very conflicted because we're trying to succeed in a system that wasn't meant for us to succeed. So we're trying to find our way. We're trying to find our way on what we will do and what we won't do. And in the process of that, we've been polluted with all these different emotions based off of what happened in the past. So now I go back with this thing right here. If the slaves that were not paid and did do the free labor in the past were actually paid and given equal opportunity, would we be traumatized by the sight of cotton? You know, so now Toya said something key. We talking about the business side of it, and I put it on Facebook. If I saw that this man could pay me $900 to do anything, I want to find out what it is he's doing to be able to pay me that much. I want to be a producer. I want to stop being the employee. I want to stop being the consumer. So what I want to do is I might find out how he got into this business. Then I might go ahead and make me some of this money because everybody else topping out at $28 an hour. I'm making $900 an hour. I'm about to be, you know what I'm saying, one of the richest people in my community in a year's time. But now I get out there and after 30 minutes, oh Lord, this hard. I don't know if I'm gonna make it through 8 hours. I see why they paying me $900 an hour. Then I'm gonna still get mad, and I'm gonna be like, well, okay, now I see why it was so hard on my ancestors. But the cotton is not gonna be the thing that tarnishes my image. It's gonna be the system that was in place that had everybody doing all of this stuff that they profited from for free labor and not paying my people in the past. So now, if we're gonna have a problem with picking cotton, we need to have a problem with driving down these roads. We need to have a problem with wearing cotton. You know, it's so many different things that we will have to completely stop participating in. As a matter of fact, there's not even voting anymore. How about we don't even spend dollars anymore? You know, we say it all the time. The black community needs to come up with its own system of trade. We do, but we won't do it because money buys us BBLs and trips to the Dominican and red bottom shoes.
Good deal. Good deal. Yeah, absolutely.
So, I mean, you know, until we fully want to withdraw from this European design system, if we want to be a part of the American system and be African Americans, and we want to succeed and chase this American dream, then we're gonna have to look at the fact that slavery was about the abuse of human beings and profits being made from free labor.
Good deal.
And now I know I'm going extra. We try to associate this Tyler Perry thing in the entertainment aspect. I don't need entertainment as much as I need this cotton for this shirt to keep me warm. That resource is so necessary compared to Tyler Perry making me laugh. See, I ain't finna sit up and make some money just to entertain you. It's not money over everything then. But see, when it comes to something that's a resource, this cotton that we need to make our clothes with, oh yeah, man, that's something that we probably shouldn't mind getting invested in. But
Absolutely.
I'm not going to invest into no menstrual stuff. You get what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Absolutely. We got about 20 minutes before we get out of here, man. We got so many people I want to touch. I want to go to Willa right now. Willa, good morning. How you doing this morning?
Good morning, Raheem, and the Morning Glory crew. Good morning.
Now, listen, I want to ask you this question. I know you've been listening in for a minute. You've been listening to what we've been talking about, and you've been listening to the conversation. What would you do? Would you pick that cotton for $900?
I sure will, Raheem. I'll pick it, and if I enjoy doing it, I work overtime. But my first job that I had when I started at McDonald's, I was making $1.65 an hour. My first job, and I was working it, going to school, and it was ran by BMOA. That's Black McDonald's Operating Association. And the owner, he was a police officer. And he, to me, I ain't gonna say he was racist, but he had an attitude against Black women on the way he treated them. But I worked that job because, like I said, I told you guys, I had a baby at 15, so I had to find resources in order to take care of my family. So, yeah, I would. $100 an hour. Sign me up. Sign me up. Amen.
Wow. Cassandra?
I think that my view on it has like been watered down or simplified. It's not about the cotton for me, because like Rico and Toya said, if I could own a cotton, I probably, it's like, if you made it very simple for those that are saying about, well, the money, I get that. That's not what it's about for me. It's the oversimplification of what I said. Cotton holds a certain thing in me, not in you, in me.
Yeah.
So I would never do it. Just like I would never be a nurse. My mother was an RN. I would never be a nurse. We have a right to feel certain ways about what we will do and what we won't do. And it's not the cotton, it's me. It's how I feel about the cotton. It's not being a nurse, it's about how I feel about being a nurse.
Mm-hmm.
So please don't oversimplify what I'm saying. I would never pick cotton. Point blank, boom. That's me. I'm happy for those that will do it for $900 an hour. Do it. Get your money.
Mm-hmm.
I won't do it.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Toussaint, talk to me, brother.
I see we can't get this out. You know, we always deny or say what we will or won't do until it comes up to the point where we got to make a decision. And especially if we are in a situation. Broke folks shouldn't have, I'm just saying, I know that there's a principle about everything. But when you don't have, help me out, Cassandra, a pot to, if you don't have anything.
Yeah. And a window to throw it out.
Yeah, if you don't have it. Now here's the question. You are sitting there and they come get you. You know what I did one time? I found out that I needed to have some stuff demolished. So now it was 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock in the morning, and I knew that there was some unemployed people in the neighborhood. And I got out there and I wanted to help them. Actually, it was only $10 an hour that I was willing to pay them to get the job done. All you had to do is simply tear a building down so that we can build another one. You know what they told me?
What's that?
Come back about 11, 12 o'clock. When you don't have a job. And you mean to tell me that you're complaining and griping about nobody will hire you. Somebody comes to you and asks you to do something that's really, I don't like no job. I don't know about anybody else, but I ain't never had a job I liked. I don't never want to get up in the morning and go to nobody work, period. I don't like mowing my yard. Matter of fact, what I did was I gave my lawnmower away. And I hired a yard man. Take the lawnmower that I got in the shed with you when you leave. I'm like Tiffany. I had too much on sweating. I don't mind, and I will. But like to do it? Come on, please.
Yeah.
But if you are in a predicament that will help you out, and you're so generous, you want to help everybody. How you gonna help somebody with nothing? Because you got morals and values. I'm just saying, there's nothing wrong with morals and values. There's nothing wrong with that. But I'm just saying, now I still stick to the point that I ain't picking no cotton. I guarantee you, if I had a loved one that I cared about, that needed help, and the only way that I could help is go out there and pick a cotton, I'll be a cotton picking, plucking cotton picker.
God almighty. Let me go to Charles. But I heard I think it was Mace said, I don't understand the language of people with short money. $900 an hour, $1.8 million a year. That's a lot of money. My thing is just right here. Are you willing to do the things that you have to do to make it? Me personally, if anybody would have asked me, I wouldn't do it. I would not pick that cotton. You know, I had to figure out something. I sell some cans.
But why wouldn't you pick cotton? Why wouldn't you? I'm asking you.
The reason why, hold on now. You asked me, let me ask you. The reason why I would pick it is because of the fact that, and I'm agreeing with Cassandra to a large degree, is based on the principle and the history behind it. And you can say, well, they did roles, they did all this, but it's something about that cotton. It's something about being in that cotton field and the disrespect that they had to go through on a daily basis all day long and being in that cotton field. It was a totally different level. It's a no. That's my opinion.
I asked you a question. You answered it.
Let me say this, Charles. Hold on, Charles. I'm gonna let you say something. My thing is right here. Let me have my opinion. Don't try to give me yours.
I'm not trying to give you your opinion. Your opinion is, hey, opinion to me is just like a butthole. Everybody got, and everybody and all of them stink.
Okay.
That's how I think about opinions. But go ahead, have your opinion. I asked you a question. You gave me your opinion. I have no problem with that. But I can't ask you another question.
Yeah, but we got to understand. I got 12 people that I want to be a circle around. So
you called my name. You said Charles. I haven't even went 3 minutes
because I was about to ask you a question, but you went in a direction. But go ahead, ask your question.
No, ask your question. You the man. You ask the questions.
There you go with that mess. See, see. look, see. No, but
Rico, I gotta get him at least once a week, man.
Keep trying. You ain't did it this week yet.
We got Friday.
Okay. Rico, always got to come back, brother. Always got. Anyway, but Charles, let me understand, and on the serious side, let me understand. And Gaz was saying something to you in the chat. I don't know if you had the opportunity to read it. Yeah, I see you there. Okay. My thing is this right here. Help me understand why you, and I'm not gonna say you don't see an issue with it, because you probably do see an issue with it, but you're seeing why you're able to see past the whole cotton thing and gravitate to the money side of it. Help me understand that.
All right, because I look at it as a whole. Number one, cotton was a business, just like rubber tree in Africa and the slaves there. It was a business. You understand? I'm not, from my opinion, is that I'm too strong to let my feelings. I'm very logical. I'm a very logical dude. I was raised by a dude that was very logical. I was raised by a woman that was very logical. I don't let my emotions guide me as much as I let my logic guide me. And this is me, the way I was raised. My emotions, like, we were emotional people. We loved each other to death, and we would put somebody in the dirt for each other. But logically, what happened in the past about cotton was about business. Now, the things that happened, the bad things that happened also were the bad things that happened all over the world and all over America with other things. Like, I can't disregard cotton, and then I can't be mad at cotton and not be mad at housekeeping. You understand? Because they had to do that for free. I can't be mad at cotton and not be mad at other things. I have to be mad at either all of it or don't be mad at none of it. Just like slavery. I can't be mad at white people owning slaves if I can't be mad at Native Americans owning slaves. I got to be mad at both of them who own slaves. You got what I'm saying? So I'm equal. I try to keep it equal all the way across. That if I'm mad at one, I'm mad at all. If I say forget it to one, I say forget it to all. So I can't say that what happened with cotton in the American industry 400 years ago, if I was that mad at cotton, I wouldn't wear cotton. Put it that way. If I was that mad at cotton, I would see. If I'm that mad or I don't like something, I don't pick and choose most of the time. I try to say, I just leave it all alone. Just like people. I do people the same way. If I don't deal with them, I don't deal with them. You know, I don't, or a certain type of person. I don't like, cotton to me is not, my mind is too strong. And I'm not saying yours or anybody else is weak, but my mind is strong in a different way than your mind is strong or their mind is strong, to think that it's something about cotton that I can't pick it that would change how the past was. You know what I'm saying? If I go to the time machine and change it, I would change it. But how I feel about cotton and how blacks were treated back then doesn't change nothing. It don't change. And that's the logic thinking, not the emotion. Emotional thinking is that, well, I ain't going to do it. That's emotional. And I'm not that emotional. And I'm not. It's just me.
Okay, we got 8 minutes, man. I want to tell some more people, but let me ask you this rhetorical question. Mute your line for me, there, Charles. I want to ask you this rhetorical question. If you had the same hang up that a lot of people have for cotton towards money, would you not want any more? Would you not want money? Rhetorical. Rhetorical. No, don't answer it. Rico, what's on your heart?
Well, I'm glad you asked that, because what drove chattel slavery was money. So how about we cut capitalism loose?
Exactly.
Remember because you know I'm one that'll tell you in a heartbeat we all out of order anyway because we want a part of capitalism.
Exactly.
And capitalism is what created this situation. So like Charles is saying, if you're gonna have that animosity towards cotton, you should be just as traumatized by looking at the dollar bills and $5 bills, and you should be traumatized by tires. Because like he said, they went to Africa and did that with the rubber plants. That you should be that same way about sugar cane. And see, guess what? I associate the violence and the death and the terror of slavery with Confederate flags and Ku Klux Klan uniforms. So I am absolutely in no way ever gonna condone or embrace or represent that because of what they wore and that what that symbolized. See, when you said what you said, Raheem, about the reason why you wouldn't do it, you said some key words. It's just something about how it makes me feel. So when you see that, Cotton, it relates you to all the trauma, that and the mistreatment. But the cotton ain't what did it. It was the people.
Yeah,
it was
absolutely.
the free labor. See, the misjustice, the injustice was the free labor with the hard work. See, it's still work out there right now. That's way harder than picking cotton, and people doing it. You couldn't pay me $1,000 to do it because if you make one slip, you're dead.
Like the Wonder Washers up north with them tall skyscrapers, man. Ain't nowhere in the world, man. They get
stuff I wouldn't do. No. I don't care how much they pay. You know, if you pay me $20,000 an hour, I might not collect from the first hour if the wind comes through blowing too much. So I can understand people saying, well, you know what, I don't want to do the job because it's hard. But those that say that they're doing it because it make them feel some type of way, I suggest they go back and in some type of way and therapeutically try to equate what that cotton would realize that they actually symbolizing that cotton, associating that cotton with slavery.
Exactly.
And so, man, if it's that traumatizing, take this off. Take them tires off your car and go make some wood tires. Better yet, don't even make no wood tire because they had slaves cutting down trees and stuff for free too. So don't use no rubber, don't use no sugar. Don't really truly don't even spend $1 because if it wasn't for slavery, America wouldn't be what it is. Matter of fact, let's just don't even want to claim America no more.
And see, and that was my point right there. And I like how you did that because my thing is right here. If all that's tied up like that, money is the same situation, and it was the money that was the root behind all this stuff. It's based on everything in America and the history of America is based on economics. So if you're gonna deal with it from the realistic part of it, you got to deal with the economical standpoint of it. And if you're gonna deal with the economical standpoint, then you have to have that same animosity towards this money that you're having toward all this cotton and the housekeeping and all the other things. You have to have that same vigor against the money and go against the money just like you go against all other things. But is everybody gonna put the money down? No. Why? Because they say they would accept that $900.
But some of us joined the military. Some of us joined the military to fight for the country, to defend this system of democracy and capitalism. We want to defend the system, the same system that created the atmosphere of slavery. But we traumatized by cotton.
Exactly. Let me touch some more people. We got 3 minutes. I want to touch everybody. Give me your quickest version you can give me because I want to touch as many people as I can before we get out of here. Badger, what's on your heart? And what you and Charles got going on in that chat, man? Y'all cut that out.
Well, he's trying to throw things at me, but he ain't got enough knowledge for me.
Wow. Badger, that was Badger, that was.
He shouldn't have attacked my. He should not have attacked my ancestors. I don't attack other people.
Badger.
Bro, that's not an attack. That's a fact.
Both of y'all stop. We're not going there. We're not doing that.
Yes,
both of y'all stop. We're not gonna do that. Both of y'all stop it. Go ahead, Badger. What's on your heart about this topic we're talking about right now? What's on your heart?
I'm just the way I look at things. You know, I bring up topics of living wage. I bring up, the mentality of money and greed and things like that. And pretty much every group I'm a part of, even in my gaming communities, we talk about these topics. And I hear everyone saying pretty much the same kind of things. It depends on what part of the spectrum, a person is in. Some people are for living wage. Some people ain't. Some people are worried about how it's going to inflate America. Some people are worried that, well, if the corporations are going to have to give us a living wage, then, they're going to increase the prices on everything. They're going to price gouge. Because, they might lose maybe $100,000 in the first year. But, and then there's those of us that are arguing, wait, if the low class people had a better living wage, even for flipping a burger, not only would more kids be taken care of, but also they'd have more money to buy more products. Because I'm sorry, low income people having to eat, those ramen noodles that are absolutely not healthy for any human being to eat.
Wow.
It disturbs me. And that's a whole nother category of the fact that here in America, the FDA says that something's healthy. It ain't healthy. There's so many bad things in our food that other countries have banned, but yeah, we're still going to pay for it, and we're not fighting about that either. It's always about money in this country.
Now, Badger, we got to keep it moving, brother. I see I had 3 minutes. I got one. No, I love your passion today, though, brother. I do. I really do. Because Sandra, hold on, I hadn't touched Toya with a T for a minute. Toya, what's on your heart, sis?
Oh no, I'm good for the day. I was just saying I'm kind of slick. If someone ain't got enough knowledge for somebody else on any topic, that was a low blow, and that's why we're having a conversation. You know what I'm saying? So to actually say that to somebody makes me feel like, well, I don't want to comment because this is not about my knowledge level. This is about we're having conversations of opinion. And I'm kind of offended, man. So I don't have nothing to say, man. Y'all have a wonderful, great day. I love all y'all, man.
Hey, love you as well, sis. Appreciate you. Hold on. Go ahead, Charles. Quick version, Charles, real quick.
No, he wasn't. No, he wasn't. You asked him about our conversation. He actually wasn't talking about anybody on here, but me and him in our discussion, which was a discussion of knowledge and not a discussion of opinion. That's all that was. That wasn't him being a low blow. He was just that was just what he thought. So I don't think that was wrong for Badger to say that because he thought that. So that's what he said. It wasn't like he was getting down on my opinion because he never done that. He was just getting down on the knowledge that we were sharing with each other. I don't think it was a bad thing. I'm not just taking up for Badger. I'm just saying that's just what he was doing.
Okay. Cassandra?
Yeah, I'm done.
Good Lord. Boy, this has been a broadcast today. Boy, this has been one for the ages. This has been one for the ages. Anybody got look, watch this. Let me just do it like this. Anybody got anything before we get out of here?
Yes, real quick. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Tucson.
Real quick. When you asked me that question, I didn't think about the history of the cotton. I spoke about the pay, and I was looking at it as independence. Because when you don't have any money, you're enslaved to a society that treats you a certain way. So I just was looking at it as a benefit, not compromising who or what I am, but as a benefit of a necessity of a system that I need in order to be independent.
Okay. That's good. Cassandra? I'm sorry, Tucson?
No, I was just thinking that we won't get paid $900, but we'll give about $10 for a pair of drawers.
Lord, on that note, I don't know where Tucson going right now. Lord Jesus, Cassandra, what's wrong with your brother? Cassandra, help him. Cassandra, you there?
I only get 99 cents for my drawers. Thank you very much. At Walmart.
They better not be cotton. They gotta be silk. I'm just saying.
He said they better not be cotton. Lord, my Jesus. Rico, what's going on at 3 o'clock today, sir?
If you missed today's broadcast and would like to see it or hear it in its entirety, you can tune in at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on www.dkmmediagroup.com.
Absolutely, absolutely. Hey, Rico, is our prayer here? Is our prayer here? Willa.
I think Willa in the house.
Willa, I told you now. Willa, are you there?
Yes, I'm here, Raheem.
I done told you what
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go before the throne of grace. Father God in heaven, Lord, we thank you this morning, Lord. We thank you for bringing us together, oh Lord. Touch each and every last heart that's on this line, oh Lord. Let them know that we're still on one accord, even though we have difference of opinions, that we still love each other in spite of, Lord. Father, we just need you, Lord, to keep us and protect us, allowing that angel to be encamped around us, giving us wisdom, us up with your will. Touch Raheem, oh Lord. Keep him safe. Keep this morning glory line safe, Lord. Keep the devil out. We bind anything that he has planned for our lives. In Jesus' name, amen. Amen. And amen.
Amen.
Rico, you okay over there?
I told you, she ain't no joke.
No
joke.
Amen.
Badger, you wanted to say something real quick, Badger?
No, I was just saying amen. I better not speak.
Okay. All right. Good deal.
Man, don't be like that, man.
Back, Charles, I gotta go, man. You see what time it is, don't you?
No,
you
he
see
ain't
what time
talking about you. He talking about Wade. I think
he talking about Badger.
Yeah.
I know that's what I'm saying, because if he say that, Badger gonna say that, it's gonna be another 20 minutes. And Lord, that's all I'm saying.
Oh, you were warning me to let
Yes, exactly.
Man.
Look at man. We talk tomorrow. You come in and y'all talk tomorrow at the beginning of the broadcast. So by the end, we'll be done with it, because now,
even then, he was trying to tell Badger not to feel so bad, because Badger feeling like, he offended people by what he said. And even though Charles defended him, he let them know, no, man, don't feel that way. It just keep doing what you're doing. So I like what he's doing, because before we end, Badger need to leave knowing that, man, keep doing what you're doing. Because I understood the conversation too. Saying. It was it sounded a little rough, but it wasn't meant the way that it came out to people that didn't see the conversation.
Correct. There you go, Rico.
My thing. Charles still talking, and then there go Dawn. Then there go Dawn. See what I'm saying? I'm just trying to end the broadcast, bro. I'm just trying to end the broadcast.
And when you about 5 minutes later,
you taking shots at me? You taking shots at Badger? You taking shots at DT? Bro, when you gonna stop, man?
It's all out of love.
I know you the king here, but man, come on, brother.
No, we family, bro. We family. We all family.
Yeah, man. You want the big piece of chicken too, though, right?
Now, is it fried? Is it fried?
You know it's fried.
I don't eat fried food. You can have that.
Okay.
Man.
You want the big piece of baked chicken?
Yes, sir.
It's called you bake it. You might can have.
Some people don't bake it right in. Or you're gonna give me the nasty piece of chicken, boy. You're just a dirty rascal, there, boy.
All right, man. I appreciate y'all, man.
Yeah, y'all appreciate you as well. Listen, I want to thank everybody. Be careful out there, man. I want to thank everybody for joining. It is 10:06. I want to thank everybody for joining us. More than that, I want to thank you for allowing DKM Media Group and Associates and the Morning Glow for being a part of your day. It's 10:06. You're about to exit the Morning Glow, but before you go, I want you to do me two favors, if you will. One, I want you to continue to pray for us, because we're certainly praying for each and every one of you. Number two, why this is real simple. I want you to go out there, find somebody, and give them a hug, because you never know. It could be the only hug that they get, or it could very well be their last. Love you, and ain't nothing you could do about it. Have a great day and a better tomorrow. That we shine some of this light on you from the Morning Glow. Take it out there into this wicked and cruel world that we live in, and let your light so shine. If you get an opportunity, give somebody some love. You just might find some love in return. Won't that be a beautiful thing? Have a great day. Take care of each other, and please be blessed.